Train taking the Diamondbacks right out of town onto an 11-game road trip, but first a chance to win a series over the best team in the National League over the last couple of years. It's the Philadelphia Phillies on this Sunday, going head-to-head with the Arizona Diamondbacks, all part of our APS Green Series here at Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona. Hello there, folks, and welcome back to the ballpark. He's Mark Grace. My name is Darren Sutton. Gracie, when you talk about, and folks, the back end of the rotation for the Diamondbacks, you're talking about a couple of guys that you might never thought you'd see there. Ian Kennedy, a guy who was acquired over the winter. Where was Chris Benson when this club was built this winter? Rodrigo Lopez, you can say the same. Yes, they're crafty, no doubt about it. Yes, they are guys that do it with a little bit of courage, all coming back from pretty serious injuries. But bottom line is, they're all comeback-style players with what they have done, and it's fun to watch them all.
That's certainly a good way of putting it, Darren. And I would say in March when spring training started, just about every Diamondback fan out there had never heard of any of these guys that are on your screen. Ian Kennedy, Chris Benson, Rodrigo Lopez. But they're slowly but surely starting to introduce themselves not only to Diamondback fans, but the National League as well. All the way through April, these guys have been terrific. And they've really done a good job of finding a way to get the ball to Dan here and move the thing forward, move the line forward. And the pitching's been terrific. Now they got to find a way to do something as far as the bullpen is concerned to get these guys some wins.
Lopez was outstanding last time out against St. Louis. Again, the bullpen unable to get it done. Those three are doing their jobs for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Lopez is on the mound today against the Phillies. And the likes of Jason Worth. Yesterday in the ball game, when the entire team was 0 for 16 with guys like Utley and Howard coming up empty,
sure,
this man had a big day. He has had a nice career, quietly proving himself to be a star.
He's very talented, and he had a great postseason for the Philadelphia Phillies last year, and I was talking to him. That's where he got a lot of confidence. That's where he knows now he belongs in this powerful lineup. He's a guy, well, this is the Little League home run, Darren, but he never gives up on anything, takes nothing for granted, continues to run, continues to hustle. That's the kind of thing I like to see from star players. Well, these aren't the next two. They're not Little League home runs. These are just really long home runs here last night. He has really turned himself into a very dangerous offensive player, Dan.
Key home runs, certainly. You like to talk about the baseball gods rewarding him for his effort just 24 hours before, running hard on a lazy fly ball to right field. Certainly glad to have you with us. Kyle Kendrick is on the mound for the Philadelphia Phillies. Can the Diamondbacks take a series over the team that has been to the World Series for the last couple of years and represented the National League? We'll talk about it all when we come back to Chase Field.
Ball on Fox Sports Arizona. It's the Diamondbacks and the Phillies closing out the series. The Diamondbacks trying to take the series from the defending National League champs. And welcome back to the ballpark. Mark McClune with you on the field. Just about set for the first pitch of today's contest between the Phillies and the Diamondbacks. Rodrigo Lopez takes the mound for the Arizona Diamondbacks. But before we get to that, time to check in with our good sport of the week. And it comes to you from the sport of surfing. Carissa Moore is our good sport of the week, presented by the Arizona Firefighters. She won an event on tour and donated her entire $15,000 winning check to the Waiatara Bar Boat Riders Club, a safe place for almost 200 kids to stay out of trouble. Moore is already one of the top-ranked surfers in the world and graduates from high school this June. Carissa Moore, our good sport of the week. The Diamondbacks, still some positive vibes in the clubhouse despite the tough loss last night. And one big reason why is the way Kelly Johnson has been hitting the ball. Can Crushing Kelly continue the offensive onslaught? Find out. Darren Sutton and Mark Grace have the call, and it's next.
Ball brought to you by APS, the official power partner of the Arizona Diamondbacks, and by Southwest Airlines. Visit southwest.com. Grab your bag. It is on. Rodrigo Lopez, the 34-year-old right-hander, completing his warm-up tosses, getting ready to face the team that employed him last year, Charlie Manuel and the Philadelphia Phillies. He pitched against the Phillies just a couple of times in his career, but made 5 starts for Manuel in the major leagues last season. Let's take a look at his starting lineup with a couple of familiar names getting the day off. With that in mind, Ross Glode is in right field. Greg Dobbs, a couple of great pinch hitters at the top, get to start today. And then it is Utley, Howard, and Worth. We talked about Worth coming on the air. Raul Ibanez, Wilson Valdez. He started some at short for the Mets last year. He starts today. Carlos Ruiz catches. Kyle Kendrick is on the mound. Again, 34 years old, grew up just outside of Mexico City. His numbers this year delivered by our good friends and partners with the UPS store. And Gracie, last time out against St. Louis, 7 innings, 2 runs. He deserved a better fate, but he was fabulous.
Yeah, he was in complete command of a very good offense of the St. Louis Cardinals. Here he is again today after a tough one last night. I'm still aching over that one last night, Darren.
Well, when you have Nelson Figueroa, with all due respect to Nelson, you have a young man pitches the longest he's ever pitched in his career in Ian Kennedy and pitches very well. You would think, well, we've got to get this one, and they were unable to. The struggles for the bullpen continue. But today is a new day, and we're underway. And that's a strike over the outside corner to Ross Glode. Glode, a pinch hitter by trade, but you have to start a pinch hitter occasionally.
Got to keep him sharp. Rodrigo Lopez tries to go to the inside corner and just missed it.
But Glode over the last couple of years has done a great job. 51 career pinch hits, a 300 career pinch hitter. Slow roller. They were playing him to pull. So Ross Glode leads off with a base hit. defensively, the Diamondbacks working behind Lopez. More fly balls this year as ground ball rates are down this year. So Reynolds, Drew, Johnson, LaRoque's not quite as busy. You see the outfield behind him, and John Hester gets the start today. John doing a nice job offensively in his last 2 starts in L.A. and then in San Diego. Greg Dobbs is next. Here's another guy that Manuel has leaned on the last couple of years, and he has been, as you can see, career versus Arizona, not very good. But he has been a pinch hitter and a dangerous one.
Very good one.
Reynolds way off the bag at third as the fastball is high. I mean, truly on the infield, they're playing him to pull. Double play depth in the middle, as you can see. In the outfield, a step or two to pull. Dobbs a .275 hitter in 4 seasons as a Philly. 58 of those pinch hits as he rolls that one foul.
He's also a guy that Charlie Manuel knows when he calls his name late in the game, he's got the ability to hit one in the seats as well, and he's done that a few times in his Philly career.
You saw that a moment ago. Just 4 hits against the Diamondbacks with a low clip with regard to batting average, but 3 of them home.
3 long balls.
Great seats right down there behind home plate. Sun-bathed Chase Field. What a gorgeous day. Looking for a ground ball. Instead, it's killed. Deep right field. The Phillies lead it 2-0. First home run of the year for Dobbs. In a prophetic manner, we showed you the graphic. We didn't mean to. But when he hits against the Diamondbacks, it's not a lot for average. It's a lot for power, though.
Tried to throw a fastball in, left it right down the middle, belt high, and Dobbs destroys it to right field. Way out of here. Yeah, I guess you got to start your pinch hitters once in a while, huh, Darren? Glode and Dobbs quickly make it 2-zip Phils.
Isn't that funny? In front of the likes of Utley, Howard, and Worth with Ibanez behind as well. A high drive center field. Young going back, looking up. He's got just enough room.
Rodrigo?
And he had only allowed 2 homers in 18 innings.
Might want to stay away from belt high down the middle to these guys. That one, he got fortunate that it didn't leave the ballpark. About 405 feet were the fly ball, but it's an out. You see right down Broadway again. Careful.
The Phils aggressive early and often. Again, there may be something to the fact that these Phils were a teammate of this man last year. They know how he'll have to jump ahead. They know how important strike one is. So they look to do some damage if they're going to get one.
Yeah, but if he was your teammate last year, maybe you wouldn't try to hit it so far.
Big shift, base hit. The first 4 Phillies have come to the plate, and they all 4 have hit the ball hard. 3 of them have come up with base hits. So Howard with a single. He was hitless in the game last night. Skipper, A.J. Hinch looking on.
Right through the shift it goes. Not much room to hit it out to right field there, but Ryan Howard finally finds himself on base. It's been a struggle for him in the first 2 games, along with Chase Utley. That's going to bring up that man, Darren Sutton.
That
Jason
man,
Worth.
the forgotten man in a lot of ways. And the guy, with regard to Worth, that they look to again do a ton of damage. He has done a ton of it against Arizona in his last half dozen games, hitting almost 500. 6 of 11 hits, homers against the Diamondbacks as he takes a breaking ball for a strike. And with regard to opposing players knowing who he is no longer flying under the radar. Ian Kennedy had some interesting matchups last night. He got Ian Kennedy with a fastball away. Here's the Geico quote. He's as 5-tool as it gets. Everybody knows it now. I've been seeing it in the East for a while now. He can do a little bit of everything. The former Brave, Kelly Johnson, talking about the Philly, Jason Worth.
Nice pitch there in on the hands of Jason Worth. Jason Worth, he's a long guy, long-limbed, wiry. He likes to get those arms extended. use that leverage. We've seen him do it a couple of times last night to deep center field. So Rodrigo crowded him with fastballs.
And a descendant, if you will, of the Schofield family, the baseball Schofields. Ducky Schofield,
Dick Schofield,
his grandfather, Dick Schofield, his uncle,
the shortstop. I didn't know that.
And so there is baseball certainly in his blood. Boy, could Dick Schofield, wasn't always known for his bat, but could he play some short?
He was a fabulous defensive shortstop.
Hard hit, bobble. Reynolds recovers, and in time for the out. A sure double play. Instead, they get the second out of the inning. It was hit on the screws, though. Another one by these Phillies.
Well, another rocket off the bat of these Phils. That ball just got on Mark Reynolds a little sooner than he anticipated, but he stayed with it and made the play across the diamond.
And so now Raul Ibanez. He leaned on one last night. It was a changeup. It tied the ball game. It was execution, not selection.
Yes.
Even though Ibanez was looking for that changeup, if it's down and away where Kennedy told me this morning he wanted to throw it, he's got him. He rolls it over. But changeups belt tied down the middle tend to go a long way.
They've been known to make a loud sound.
But boy, Ian was great last night.
It was fun to watch.
It really was. He had an interesting thought and a perspective looking back on yesterday. As the pitch is outside, as we talk about those three guys, Benson, Lopez, and Kennedy, how they have to almost over-prepare for starts. He said, and I quote, "I felt like I had faced the exact lineup 20 times prior to the ball game once I went into it." That's watching video, that's reading.
Watching video, huh? Okay.
And now you have to execute those. Exactly. One thing if you know them.
Yeah. Video's great, but you can't take it out on the mound with you.
2-2 the count.
Is that a slider or a cut fastball there, Darren?
He throws both. The difference in velocity with the cut fastball, a little bit harder. I think
one of those backup sliders.
I think that one was. The slider's around 80, 81.
Mm-hmm.
The cutter is a little bit higher up in velocity. 2-2. Diving down and in. Had a little bit of a cut look to it. 3-2 the count to the veteran Raul Ibanez, who last year for the first time played in the National League and hit 34 home runs, a career high. Make interesting decisions when you're champions. You win a World Series, you let Pat Burrell walk, you sign Raul Ibanez, and you end up back in the World Series. A breaking ball off speed, right over the top of it. Damage done, though. Greg Dobbs with a 2-run homer. Former Phillies catcher A.J. Hinch, the skipper of this Diamondbacks club, and his old club, jumping out front by a score of 2-0. And let's see the counter punch with the lineup for the Diamondbacks today. Kelly Johnson, what a run he has had over the last couple of weeks, including this series. Stephen Drew, Justin Upton, Mark Reynolds, Adam LaRoche, Chris Young, Gerardo Parra having a nice home stand. A lot of doubles. John Hester catches. Rodrigo Lopez is on the mound.
We got a little bit of a delay in the action there. Fixing the batter's box around home plate. So we'll have a little time to chat with you.
Well, meantime, we see the numbers, but tell us a little bit more about the stuff of Kyle Kendrick.
Kyle Kendrick is first and foremost, he had a terrific spring. And he is now in the starting rotation, a guy that's going to hang around anywhere from 88 to 91 miles an hour. He made it to the big leagues, and his bread and butter is his sinker, Darren. He's got a good sinker. He got away from that a little bit earlier this year and started playing with that pitch that everybody plays with now, the cutter. Started throwing a lot of cutters. Well, it got him in trouble. He's got a much better sinker, and that's what he's had his whole career. And he finally decided, you know what? Maybe this cutter's not what I want it to be. I'm going to go back to my sinker and my changeup. And he had a very good outing, or a very good start his last outing.
Yeah, he was very good. As you mentioned last time out the bullpen, Ryan Madson couldn't hold it for him. At Atlanta, 8 shutout innings. So as you said, see the run there. That was up, but that's what he's going back to. Kelly Johnson, 327, 6 homers, 10 RBIs. Look at the numbers across the board there. The on-base percentage high, and it's interesting with leadoff hitters, a lot of the times we'll show you on-base percentage and runs scored. Rarely do you have a leadoff hitter with an 800 slugging percentage, but that's Kelly Johnson. Good sink, but it's a ball, and a patient take. 2-1 the count.
That's something else Kelly does very well. He rarely chases pitches out of the zone.
3 for 7 in this series, all 3 hits, homers, and he gives that one a ride. Playable this time, though. Well, he is on just about everything right now. And it's to that part of the ballpark, which is incredible. The homer last night was somewhat silly. Let's take a look at the defense for the Phillies. Ibanez, Worth, and Gload. Dobbs, Valdez, Utley, and Howard. Ruiz is behind the plate. Well, Greg Dobbs over at third. Placido Polanco, the usual starter at third base, but Dobbs has already paid off now, hasn't he, folks? Something about those pinch hitters when they get the chance.
Charlie Manuel can't have enough hitters.
1-0 the count to Stephen Drew. Drew down off the end of the bat. Lazy fly ball there to make the play. The center fielder, Jason Worth, so he moves over to center field. Just flying out there as well.
Yeah, Shane Victorino getting a day off as well. So the versatile Worth. Got great speed. He can run him down out there with anybody.
Justin Upton. Starting, he hopes anyway, and his skipper to lock in a little bit more. 3 for 8 in this series with the strikeout. Hitting .209 this April. Last April, he hit .250. Nothing wrong with that. Sinker, strike one. Leads the club with 23 strikeouts to start the year. Outside. That's a great shot there of Ruiz and how low he gets to the ground.
I want the slider and I want it down here, and I'll show you where I want it. Pitchers love that. Give it to me.
Dropped it in there. There's the slider you spoke of. 1-2 the count to Justin. This is the one area right now anyway where his numbers have been passable by his standards. Hitting over 300 with no one on base. Up and in. Good 2-strike pitch.
You're starting to see more and more of that with Justin Upton. A lot of pitchers going up and in on him because they know it angers him. And a lot of times when Justin gets angry, he gets out of his game. And he'll start chasing Now I'll show you. You're going to pitch me up and in. Let's see if he can just settle right back in and calm himself. Boy, what a pitch.
Boy, that is painting over the outside corner. So a couple of nasty pitches, Gracie, to get it.
Up and in. And right to the outside corner. Man, what a pitch.
Fast speeds it won't burn up your wallet. And finally, by Blimpie. Grab a sandwich at America's Sub Shop. Wilson Valdez digs in, goes to work, and takes a pitch. Cutter over the outside. There's the cutter there, just about 5 or 6 miles an hour harder from the right arm of Rodrigo Lopez. 0 for 5 to start the season for the utility infielder. That one is pulled outside. 1-1 the count. Valdez began his career as an Expo back in '97, so he has been around a while. And has had many, many cups of coffee with many organizations. He lines that one to center field. Boy, they are hitting everything on the money.
Rodrigo doesn't stay out of the middle of the plate. They're going to have to take all the married men off the infield. They're going to get hurt and hurt badly. Got to get to those corners there, Rodrigo. But outs are outs.
Hey, outs are outs. Bottom of the order now, Carlos Ruiz. 4 for his last 15, about a 267 clip. And over the inside corner, that's strike one. Well, there you go. There's a first pitch strike, but it's not a white strike. It's not right down the heart of the plate. That's what you're talking about.
That's where you want that thing, Rodrigo. That one just ate up Carlos Ruiz. That's a good pitch.
Well, so it's similar to where it's over the plate, but then he goes further in.
That's exactly right. It just ran, tailed in on him, right back to the outside corner. We just saw that from Kendrick on Justin Upton the inning before. Now Lopez. That was pretty pitching right there. Now right to the outside corner. That's perfect.
Always has that trademark move, pulling the ball out of his glove a little bit early. Hello, kids.
Hi, guys. Good to have you here.
You bet. 0-1 the count. 8 of the 12 strikeouts as you're registered by Lopez have been looking. And throughout his career, that's been a trend. 1-1 the count to the pitcher, Kyle Kendrick, who is 0 for 4. As that one misses. Fly ball left field. 1, 2, 3. Right back on track with the bottom of the order. Two to nothing the score. Philadelphia on top of Arizona. Glad to have you back with us. And don't forget the pivotal Game 5 tomorrow. 82% of teams, I am told, that win Game 5 in the playoffs in the NBA go on to win the series. So if you want to take a quick vacation away from watching the Diamondbacks game to check in on the Suns, they're on Fox Sports Arizona tomorrow. Diamondbacks will be on Fox Sports Arizona Plus. Go to the website, foxsportsarizona.com, to find Fox Sports Arizona Plus. But you can always check up and see how the Suns are doing occasionally.
But come right back.
Mark Reynolds to lead it off. Reynolds 6 home runs, 16 RBIs. 4 of his homers and 34 at-bats here at home. As that one, good pitch in on his hands, and a good try down below, Gracie. You almost had that one. Just missed your fingertips. It trickled on down for a souvenir. Good effort there, pal.
Man, that hurt my hand.
Oh, did it get the tip of your finger?
The tips.
Just the tip. High fly, right center field, easy chance for Globe. Coming on over to help is the other right fielder playing center in Orv. So he puts that one away. And don't forget, every time a Diamondback hits a home run this season, Fulton Homes will donate $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. Here's Adam LaRoche. 275, a homer, 7 batted in. Now, so far this year, and it's only been in 3 starts, but if you're going to get to Kendrick, you do it in the first 2 innings. He has given up most all of his runs early on. 9 of his 11 runs in the first 2 innings. As LaRoche shoots that one down the line. Up and over the wall for a ground rule double. All right, here we go. Still in the first 2 innings, so a chance to get to him.
Adam LaRoche rifles one down the right field line. Let's see what he picked on, Darren. It just looks like that cut fastball. It stayed belt high, and he just ripped it for a ground rule double. And that'll give Chris Young an opportunity with a runner in scoring position here with 1 out.
Young, the Houston native, will have a chance to go home on this trip. Play in front of family and friends, as he has the chance at least once a year. That stance we've gotten used to this season, a little bit more loaded, like he's seated, and he went around there on the appeal. Jerry Meals looked like he made the right call there. 0-1.
I think you are correct. Looking for a fastball, got the slider and couldn't hold up.
Young gangbusters out of the gates to start the season. 5 for his first 7 with runners in scoring position. Led the National League in RBIs for a while because of it. High pop. Going back. As it carries. As it Ibanez in front of him is Worth, and he makes the play. Since then, by the way, he is hitless in his last 9 with runners in scoring position with that fly out.
Of the outs that Kendrick has gotten thus far, Darren, there's been 1 strikeout and 4 very lazy can of corn fly balls. So he's missing the barrel.
And he's kind of, right now, going against his game plan in a sense.
Right.
He's usually getting outs on the ground.
That's exactly right.
But still not squaring them up. Here's Parra. 5 doubles this year. That's second on the squad to Kelly Johnson. And he takes a sinker. Looked like a changeup, actually.
That's more of a changeup, I think. He's got a decent one.
That's what you're talking about there. The 1-0. Nice take, another changeup. Two and 0 the count. Well, you see the difference. They're all balls out of the zone, but the changeup about 80, fastball about 90. They all do the same thing.
Got the dive. That looks like a pitch around, Darren. Pitch around Gerardo Parra. Bring up John Hester, the right-hander. Maybe he just feels better about Hester. But now there's a couple of fellas out there.
For John Hester. By the way, get all the latest D-backs gear straight from the source at dbacks.com. Browse from the largest selection of T-shirts, hats, jerseys, and more. Visit the official online shop at dbacks.com. Breaking ball is up and away. Gracie, we just got all of our Cold Stone Creamery ice cream delivered. And right out front of the pack was Abby Orr. Abby, thank you so much for delivering our ice cream.
Abby, thank you for bringing the ice cream. Thank you very much. But can I have a spoon?
Hester on the ground, base hit left field. Porter will throw up the stop sign. LaRoche turns and look around. It was a shallow ground ball by the time Ibanez picked it up. So Hester, who in his last 2 starts was 3 for 9 out on the West Coast, turns the lineup around.
Ball not hit all that hard. Kind of surprised Bo Porter put up the stop sign with 2 outs. Raul Ibanez did not have a very good arm. The ball was not hit all that well. I think, and now you got Rodrigo Lopez up with 2 outs in this situation. That pretty conservative right there on Bo Porter's part.
Bases loaded now with the pitcher hitting. Bo stopping him at third. Rodrigo 1 for 7 this year. And he takes a fastball over the outside corner. Strike 1. Johnson waits on deck. If you get to him, boy, something special has happened. Ground ball ticks off the glove of the pitcher, but the inning comes to an end. So for the Diamondbacks, they have 2 hits, a walk in the inning, but they come up empty against Kendrick. series continues over the weekend. Diamondbacks baseball brought to you by APS. Don't forget our assist tip of the game. Generate your own power with solar panels and save over 50% off the installed cost with APS rebates and tax credits. So Lopez goes back to work, still a bit behind with regard to completing his warm-up tosses because he ended the inning with a bat in his hand. I told you, Kendrick is a guy that this year has proven he likes to settle in after a couple of innings. Well, he got out of that mess.
He got out of it. Now Rodrigo going to have to keep this big-time Philly lineup at bay for a while until the boys catch up offensively.
Kendrick settles back in. It's back to the top of the order, and Ross Glode, Greg Dobbs, and Chase Utley. Glode singled and scored back in the first inning. And he hopped on in front of the man who waits on deck, and Greg Dobbs, who homered. And that's where we stand, 2-0. Another base hit. And so Ross Glode thanking his manager for giving him the opportunity to hop out there and play.
First pitch fastball right in the middle of the plate. Glode smacked it right through the right side.
He's taking some BP early on, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Oh, so is he.
How about that? That's here up at Futures Field here at Chase. That's in the ballpark. Some instructors from Diamondbacks camps that you'll find around town. Diamondbacks training centers, great teachers. Hold on. Stay locked and loaded. There it comes. What was the hardest thing to me? Hitting off
Staying
that machine.
patient. Getting the timing.
Sometimes that little yellow ball will roll down a little more slowly. I like the arm, though.
Yeah, you can time that a lot better.
1-0 the count.
The old school.
Dobbs, as we mentioned, homered to deep right field. It was his first of the year. He goes up the ladder. There's a break. The play is made by LaRoche, and 2 steps in front of him, the second out of the inning. Boy, that makes you feel good if you're Rodrigo. Though he didn't really square that ball up.
Well, still a line drive. Nice play there by LaRoche. 2 quick outs.
So now Chase Utley. Utley was 0 for 4 yesterday. As a matter of fact, Victorino, Polanco, Utley, and Howard were 0 for 16 in that ball game yesterday, and they won.
And won the game. That's why they're the champs. World champs from 2 years ago. National League champs last year. And nothing about this team shows me that they're ready to give up that title anytime soon, Darren.
That one is lifted. No, they're not looking to give up that title at all. Diamondbacks.
I liked what I saw in the St. Louis Cardinals.
You bet.
I like that team.
Flying Hawaiian, Shane Victorino watching today. Cardinals a good team. And by the way, pitching tomorrow at San Francisco, that'd be Roy Halladay.
San Francisco's been awfully good this year.
You bet.
They can pitch.
That's Halladay against Sanchez. Sanchez a 1.86 ERA. Jonathan Sanchez dealing this year. Diamondbacks start things up tomorrow as they get on the road. Dan Heron against Jason Hamill. And then Tuesday, Edwin Jackson against Ubaldo Jimenez. 2 of the hardest throwers in the game. Jimenez already with a no-hitter on his resume this year. Swing and a miss. It's strike 3. So Utley goes down. A swing and a miss for a strikeout is rare. It's our Kidcaster Day today. It's brought to you by our good friends with Sanderson Ford and
Gerardo Parra?
I'm still trying to look out for him, hoping he's my long-distant uncle, but no luck yet.
Now, you got to do your homework today away from the classroom and go into the Diamondbacks dugout, talk to some of the players, talk to the manager. What did you find out for us?
Brandon Webb's injury, he says it's going good. He still doesn't have a timeline yet. Still kind of going slow for him, and we're all getting impatient.
So you're bringing your own scoop to the broadcast booth?
Yes. I talked to Jan, and he says that Chris Jan, and he says when he goes to play, he's just looking for the ball. He just wants to hit hard, no home runs, and he says hopefully that'll help him get back to his regular form.
Yeah, we look forward to hearing more from you up in the broadcast booth in just a couple innings. A second baseman, just like the man batting, Kelly Johnson right now, Tim Parra, who, guys, I think has officially taken my job.
All right, thank you very much. 1-1 the count on Kelly Johnson as he swings over the top of that changeup. Kendrick, as we mentioned, has the same movement on the sinking fastball and the changeup, and that's part of the deception, isn't it?
That's exactly right. And you've said this is when he tends to settle in after the first 2 innings.
Get a feel for it, throw it to lefties, then come in. Well, there's one of those cut fastballs. You said he wasn't throwing many, but that's the perfect time to throw it.
And he got it right where he wanted to, right on the hands of Kelly Johnson. He didn't leave that one out over the plate. He got that right to the inside corner and just ate up Kelly with it.
Again, just to remind you on this Sunday, a cut fastball is a pitch that with a little pressure on your middle finger when you hold the baseball will run into a left-handed hitter. The two-seam fastball that he throws most of the time would run away from Stephen Drew or a left-handed hitter. So that's the cut fastball. The most famous cut fastball of them all, of course, Gracie faced him and got a hit in the most important time in this franchise's history, thrown by Mariano Rivera. That's his bread and butter.
96-mile-an-hour cut fastballs. No fun.
The 0-1. That one misses just away. 1-1 the count. But as you describe it, and we've had a lot of people, heck, Albert Pujols said it to us last year, that it's kind of the new pitch that they all look for.
It was the split finger for a while, was the sexy pitch that all the Major League Baseball hurlers wanted to throw, as that one's grounded to short. But as you said, now it's the cut fastball. Everybody's throwing it.
Anytime the Diamondbacks score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the following day at participating locations. That last pitch, by the way, a changeup had Drew out front. Look at that little one. Staying in enough shade. Mom making sure that he's in good shape. Love that shot. Strike 1. Bucket of corn. And a little pug nose. Got a little surfer girl there with that hair, that blonde hair all messed up. Just missed. 1-1 the count. Well, we are going to miss you. Diamondbacks taking off on a 73-day road trip. Starting here this evening. Going to every team. Going to every team in baseball.
How many suitcases did you pack? 4?
I just went straight duffel bag. You know, like the old school college duffel bags? Literally, wait till you see it. I mean, you'll think that I'm in it.
Like heading out to the Army?
Yes, I just went straight duffel. Here's our trip, obviously. The Rockies, the Chicago Cubs, and then the Astros. It's rare when you have 2 stops where there are 4 games back-to-back in each stop, as that one is away. And that's what happens with Chicago and Houston. Looking forward to 4 days in Houston. 3-1 the count.
No, it's a good town, Houston.
Broke his bat down the line. And that's a souvenir.
When you get beat like that on a 3-1 fastball, that's cause for concern. The ball just ran in on him. Usually somebody like Justin's really looking to do damage on a 3-1 pitch.
By the way, those Houston Astros are starting to piece the world back together a little bit.
Well, they got Lance Berkman back now. Anytime you can get a player of his caliber, that obviously helps.
They've scored 10 again today. The 0-8 start as Justin chases up and away. The Astros doing some winning. Kyle Kendrick doing some pitching. Remember, they didn't get him in the first and second. Ballpark. Taking a peek out of the glass panels, but the panels up above us that we care about the most are open up. Roof open today, our AT&T trivia question. Name the starting outfield for the 1980 world champion Philadelphia Phillies. Now that,
I think I know that one.
That is a good question.
I think I know that one.
Good memories there. Ryan Howard, for Phillies fans, certainly. Howard takes a changeup away. We got Greg Luzinski is one of those.
That one, for me, that would be one of them.
That one is fouled off.
I'd have to say one of the most underrated defensive outfielders of all time, Gary Maddox, the center fielder. Then in right field, was it my old buddy Sarge? Gary Matthews?
Could be. Ooh, it's not. Howard goes down on strikes. I'm told that Matthews was a member of the 83 team. I'll tell you, good question, folks. Are you thinking about it at home on this Sunday? Or you're just going to pass? It's a lazy Sunday for you. You just want to watch the game. Jason Worth reached on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. Off speed, grabs the inside corner. Amica Insurance, proud partners with the Boys and Girls Club of Metropolitan Phoenix. How about Bake McBride?
The Baker. Boy, he had that great, the best afro maybe ever.
He did, didn't he? The 1-1.
He and Oscar Gamble, the two best afros ever. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Look at Gary Maddox and Bake McBride. That's big league.
You know how you go, guys, when in the truck you show us 70s and 80s baseball players. We're done for the rest of the game.
Exactly.
I've got it, folks, at home. I have to tell Gracie the story about who we had on during a game in San Diego. Darrell Evans.
Did you really?
I was done. Done for like
Darrell
3
Evans?
innings. He was down being interviewed by Brad. He was attending the ball game.
Is he working for
He's doing some managing for an independent league team. They have yet to start, but he sat down close to the dugout. Brad went and got him.
Want to date
There's
myself?
Davey Lopes.
I played against Darrell Evans.
Bouncing ball, and it's a foul ball.
Darrell finished up his career down in Atlanta when I was just getting started.
That's a ball player, Gracie.
Oh, man.
hovering over the plate.
I played back on the grass when Darrell Evans was up. Big old pull hitting left-handed hitter. Back up, Grace.
The 1-2. This guy standing in the batter's box, kind of with that hair and that beard, has a look of a 1980 Philly right now. Minus the
he does.
Slick shades, they wouldn't wear those.
Bake McBride in him, doesn't he? That just sounds like a ball player, doesn't it? Bake McBride.
1-2 the count. Up and in.
Oh, the best of them all right there. Michael Jack Schmidt. Jamie was on that team. Jamie Moyer.
Really now. Boy, he's getting into reach. He's getting settled in. And so far, very good since that treacherous first inning. Everything's fine now for Rodrigo. Faced the minimum since.
After the first two hitters, it's been pretty good for Rodrigo. There's been a handful of loud outs, but now he's starting to get the ball down, starting to get the ball to the corners.
Dick Ruthven in the rotation. Our good friend Bob Walk was a 23-year-old starting pitcher on that team. Pirates announcer now.
John Denny, was he a pitcher on that team?
John Denny was 83.
Okay. Yeah. I've got a little too much 83 in me, evidently. Gary Matthews and John Denny.
Over the outside with a breaking ball. Fabulous pitch. 1-1 the count. An aging Sparky Lyle made a handful of appearances for the club that year.
Wasn't Tim McGraw's father, Tug McGraw, wasn't he the closer on that team?
35 years old that season, had 20 saves. You know how it worked back then, folks? When you pitched the ninth, you pitched more than a ninth. 57 appearances for Tug, 92 in a third innings. Man. That one is away.
Yeah, back when you got two inning saves, sometimes even more.
Look at the Sandlot, the youngsters. Check in on the game occasionally. The 3-1.
Good pitch there, right to the outside corner.
What was the difference in the first and everything else for Lopez?
Location. Too many balls in the middle of the plate in the first, and since then, he's cleaned it up nicely.
That one is lifted into the seats. Well, as we talked about, we've talking about Phillies from the 80s. Rodrigo Lopez was a Philly last year, trying to revive his career, coming back from injuries, struggles. Got him to chase a cut fastball up or a slider, it looked like. He's faced the minimum since giving up a pair in the first. Back at the ball yard, 2-0 the score. Good Sunday to you, one and all. Gracie and I glad to have you with us. This is our Arizona Plumbing and Cooling Contractors text poll question. Who will win the East? Atlanta, Philly, Florida, or the Mets? 36929. 36929. And you can send it on down the way as that one 88 running in to Mark Reynolds. All right, boys, time to go to work. Get those hitting shoes on. It's a beautiful Sunday to score some runs. 1-0 the count on Mark. He flied out as that sinker dives low. 2-0 the count to Reynolds.
I'm going to say on that text poll question, I'm going with the battling Nats. The Washington Nationals.
Now? Okay.
Hey, they beat the Dodgers today. Way to go, Washington Nationals. Jim Riggleman, my old manager, he's got them playing. Steven Strasburg from San Diego State. That Aztecs going to be carving up major league hitters as soon as they get smart and bring them to the big leagues.
1-0. The final there, 1-0, I should say.
So the battling Nats, they're going to surprise some people.
Well, with the win today, the Nationals are 10-9. They are right now one of the many sheriffs in the Eastern Division. This sheriff, let's see if he can get something done here and reach.
Good pitch.
All right, so Gracie goes with the Nationals. We'll remember that. And we'll give you all the credit come September. I, on the other hand, am going with the struggling currently Atlanta Braves.
Are you? I'm going with the Nats and behind Big Adam Dunn. Our guy, our buddy Big Adam Dunn.
You know what? I was thinking about that as another slugger in Mark Reynolds, a home run hitter in Mark Reynolds like Dunn. You can't say his name enough on the air, Adam Dunn.
I agree. He's our old buddy, friend of the show.
The 3-2 to Mark. Chases up and out of the zone. You can get him up there. And it's funny, the reaction of Kendrick. He was disappointed with himself as if he missed his spot. But this is an empty spot in the swing.
Yeah, that's a little bit too tall for Mark Reynolds. It's a couple strikeouts in a row now. Upton and Reynolds chasing balls up out of the zone.
There's a little slugger. He says, I can get on. I'll get something going for us. Come on, boys.
Need some runs.
Swings through that one. There was a lot of youngsters today, a lot of little leaguers in attendance today, benefiting the little D-backs leagues. Hit me, not hit it here, hit me. I love that. Time is called. Casa Grande, Desert Foothills, Tempe South, Queen Creek, McDowell Mountain, Chandler American, just a handful of the many leagues in attendance today. We'll share more with you in a bit. Lifts that one into the seats. That's a pretty cool setup. In addition to the many benefits to being a little D-back league, the Diamondbacks donate a portion of the sales back to the leagues. Over 10 grand to the leagues that are in attendance today. There's a bunch of little ball players out there.
Maybe some of them named Bake McBride.
Could be. The 0-2.
Oh, what a pitch.
Wow.
Didn't get it. Kendrick thought he got it. He was walking. He walked off.
One ball and 2 strikes to count. The big shift is on defensively, and that one is bounced in there. That was an angry changeup.
I think you're right.
And I didn't get the call changeup. So after missing with the fastball, throw the changeup as hard as I can.
And just spiked it.
2-2 the count. This is where you need a decision if you're Kendrick, though. Angry or not.
Another changeup. That one just missed. Really good patience there by LaRoche.
Well, you must feel as a hitter, you can let us in on this, that you've dodged a bullet. You have a little bit of new life when they miss a call like that.
Oh, you know it, too. And you know anything close, you better be swinging shortly. Another changeup, Darren.
3-2.
And he ended up losing him.
So LaRoche could have been some might say should have been, especially those on the East Coast. Struck out, but then coaxes himself a walk.
And that is frustrating as a pitcher. When you make a pitch, you execute it, do exactly what you feel like you're supposed to do and that you've been taught to do, and you just don't get the call.
But you've got to leave it in the rearview mirror. This is 56 major league starts for Kendrick. He started pitching in the big leagues back in 07. Had a good year that year. That pitch is in. Yeah, his first 20 starts, he was 10-4 with a sub-4 ERA. Hit a lot of folks, too.
Drilling guys, huh?
Hit 7 batters to start off in his first season in the big leagues. What's wrong with that?
Brandon Webb was one of those kind of guys. I think because they're similar, that one's popped up, foul.
Movement, huh? You think with Webb and Kendrick?
I think that's exactly what it is. When they try to come inside on right-handers, that ball just moves a little too far in, and you end up drilling some guys. And like when Chris Carpenter got hit the other night here by Edwin Jackson, just a tailing fastball, ran in and drilled him.
I was kind of surprised with some of the things that Carpenter said after the game. 1-1 the count. Boy, just missed.
He thinks pitchers shouldn't throw pitchers high fastballs or something like that.
And he said, I turned around or I noticed that the signal was for a high fastball, and pitchers shouldn't do that to pitchers in the big leagues.
Why not? He does.
Shouldn't throw high fastballs to other pitchers, was the quote. I don't know why in the world you'd say that. The goal is to get him out.
Yeah, that doesn't make much sense to me.
2-2 the count. And you gave us great perspective. When you get drilled right there on the arm, that's the perspective that I understand. It hurts and you're mad.
Yeah.
And you say things you probably wouldn't even usually say. In the moment, then.
That's exactly right. It hurts.
The moment was gone when he said that in the postgame. 2-2. Boy, a late swing as he tries to attack the ball, and it dives down and away. There was that little cut fastball.
And you can see Chris Young just very tardy, and right by him it goes.
So Chris is 0 for 2. Gerardo Parra. He walked back in the second inning. And it was almost, better said, an intentional walk. They just pitched around it. 1-0 the count to Parra. That walk, by the way, just his second of the year to go along with 9 strikeouts. Two and 0. Team plane takes off after the ball game today, and we'll head to Denver, Colorado. Night game, day game against the Colorado Rockies. Parra, base hit, right center field. Station to station, LaRoche moves up 90 feet, so runners on first and second. Let's see if John Hester can again pitch in.
Looked like a changeup, stayed up. No, it was a sinker, just stayed up. Nice piece of hitting right there by Parra, rifling it to right center field. LaRoche just staying at second base there. Wonder if that leg is still bothering him. It must be.
It has to be.
For him not to be able to score in the second inning on Hester's base hit. And now there.
Chops that good heavy sinker on the foul side. Hester, as we mentioned, singled back in the second inning. It's his 9th start in the major leagues. And that includes time last year. And in that time, he's got 9 hits, hitting .270 as a starter in the big leagues. The 0-1, he belts it down the line, but looks like he jumped a little bit out front. Boy, he killed it.
Well, that would have been a lead-taking long ball. Now Carlos Ruiz is going to go out and have a talk with Kendrick. This ball stays up. What, has to mash that ball. Way foul.
Remember, it was to straightaway center field in his first ever big league at bat. He homered. And so that's how he announced his presence here in the big leagues. Homered 9 times in AAA last year. Bouncing ball, middle of the diamond. Utley, sure-handed, ends the inning again. So the Diamondbacks, many threats, but not making a lot of noise yet offensively. That Mother's Day is coming up soon, okay? First off, for baseball fans, it's just 2 weeks away. Make plans to bring mom to the ballpark on Sunday, May 9th. The first 5,000 moms will get a one-of-a-kind D-Backs designer bag, the perfect Mother's Day gift. 602-462-4794 or online at dbacks.com/giveaways. But it also serves as a reminder that Mother's Day is coming up. You husbands, you sons out there. So don't forget about it. Forget about mom. Come on now. A lot of us lunks out there, just knuckleheads.
Lunkheads.
As the breaking ball, slider grabs the inside corner.
Oh, there's our green guy. It's that weekend.
It is. Drops down a beautiful bunt. Lopez off the mound. And it's off the glove of LaRoche, who stayed committed to the bag there. And because of that, runner in scoring position. And they gobble it back up. No Little League homers allowed, and he stays at second.
Yeah, we've seen too many Little League homers. Beautiful bunt, first and foremost, by Valdez. And Rodrigo pounces on it, and then if you're Adam LaRoche here as a first baseman, you just come off the bag and make the play. He didn't, and he allows the ball to get by him. So now the Phillies threatening to increase their lead here in the top of the fifth.
Ruiz, base open, struck out looking, and takes a look at a slider, strike one. The last time that Lopez pitched against these Philadelphia Phillies, a couple of years back in 07. He beat him 6-3 as that one runs in. 370th start in the career of Rodrigo Lopez. 3 times the opening day starter for the Baltimore Orioles. 34 years young. That one is a foul ball.
I think he fouled that ball off his thigh.
I think he did too.
That ball ran right in on him again.
They're done in the Motor City, by the way.
What's going on?
Phoenix goes on the road. The Coyotes with a big win.
Right. Way to go, Coyotes.
The decisive game on Tuesday, Game 7 on Fox Sports Arizona. The 1-2. That one just in. 2-2 the count. You're going to have to go check on that game occasionally from the Diamondbacks game.
We'll come right back.
The 2-2. He lays off a pitch away. 3-2 the count. Because the Diamondbacks will be dealing with Ubaldo Jimenez against Edwin Jackson. Big swing late on that one.
There's going to be some good fastballs in that game, don't you think?
Oh, I clearly think so.
Tell you what, Edwin's probably thinking, I'm the chosen guy to face all the aces. He just got Carpenter in his last start, threw him some high fastballs, and now he gets Ubaldo.
The gall to just try and throw a fastball up.
Supposed to elevate a fastball, huh?
Big swing. Looks like former Diamondback Josh Weitzel there turning that swing loose.
You know, it did remind me a little bit of Weitzel there. Big swing. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, that's a mighty rip right there.
Did I get the bat? Looked like he got
the
base of the bat there, the knob of the bat. So the at-bat rolls on. Let's see.
Yeah, got the knob of the bat all right. And that one got a nice piece of Hester after it got the knob of the bat.
Carlos Ruiz from Panama. I started keeping an eye on him when he was, well, not that age, but close, when he was 18 in 1998. Gives that one a ride, and it's down in center field.
And that's a big-time at-bat right there by Carlos Ruiz. Slider stays up. He just rips it into center field.
At the plate, pitcher Kyle Kendrick.
And I would imagine now Kyle Kendrick going to be up there to bunt.
Kendrick was on the other side a couple of years back of one of the great ranks. He was just his second year in the big leagues as he came into spring training. And everyone was in on it. General manager, manager, key veteran teammates, letting him know he had been traded to Japan. As that one is bunted, Lopez takes a look and throws in time for the out. Beautiful bunt there. Runners on second and third. They had him convinced it was an early morning meeting.
He was headed to Japan.
That he had to make a flight within an hour or two to get on a 16, 17-hour flight to Japan. Ruben Amaro Jr., Charlie Manuel. Team travel was in on it. They all came in the office. We're really sorry. It's a move we just had to make as an organization.
And to let the folks at home know, you can't be traded to Japan. You can be traded around the United States. But nobody in the history of baseball has been traded to Japan. Now they've decided to, by their choice, go over and play in Japan. So did Kyle. Did he bite?
He bought all of it. As a matter of fact, as Glode takes a pitch that is high. They said, we're going to try and fly you through Seattle so you can have a one-night layover in your home because he's from the Washington area.
Well,
then,
that was nice of him.
Then you've got to go. The media's going to be big. You're going to make a lot more money.
Oh, that's hard. And the GM and everybody was involved.
Yes, they were.
Oh, that's hard.
Bouncing ball and the right side back. A run will score. That man who does pitch still in the United States drops down a bunt, moves the runner over, and the runner scores for him as well.
Nice at-bat there by Claude. That's all it takes, just a little ground ball to the second baseman to make it 3-0. These guys know how to score runs over in that first base dugout, don't they?
That's all they do. And they do it in a day in which pinch hitters are at the top of the order. They do it in a day in which their big elite all-stars are 0 for 16 combined, like last night. This, by the way, is one way they do it. That is Greg Dobbs with a homer back in the first inning. Nope, you're going to Japan.
And
0-2.
But we're going to be nice to you and give you a night in Seattle. But
oh, by the way, his agent was in on it as well.
Oh,
so that's why he bought
what did
it.
he do to deserve this?
Bouncing ball, and in time for the out. Well, Mr. Kendrick still pitches here in the United States of America, and he's got 3 runs to deal with. Our kidcaster is joining us right around the corner.
He's not going to Japan.
No, right here in the United States.
Okay.
Roster well above 40 with Grace and I doing things, so we're going very young. We bring in our 13-year-old Sanderson Ford kidcaster, Tim Parra. Mr. Parra, welcome. Good to have you at the booth. Don't ever leave him hanging because he's very sensitive about it.
I get sensitive about
Sensitive?
that. Are you any relation to our own Gerardo Parra?
I wish. I'm still trying to find out. I wish he was some lost uncle, but he's not.
He's not a lost uncle.
Well, your last name is Parra. Can you turn your back to Darren Sutton, please?
Well, Upton. It says Upton
well,
right there.
we've been looking in the store and stuff. They don't have any shirts.
They don't have any Parra shirts?
No, they don't.
Darren, can you do something about that?
Absolutely. Hey, folks, by the way, with the Diamondbacks, we know you're watching. Kind of keeping an eye on what we say. That's part of our jobs. So as you listen to this, we need to get him a Parra shirt.
I agree.
Parra shirt, because that's my last name. I respect it.
Oh, look at you. Look at Rodrigo Lopez.
Now, pitcher, man.
Kind of hitting like Gerardo Parra right there, isn't he?
Now, we're going to let Tim analyze, and
analyze.
He's taking care of the first at bat. Tell us about this swing and this beautiful attack here from Lopez.
Well, it was a very good hit. It was inside. It was a good pitch by the pitcher, but he just stuck the barrel out there and hit the left field single.
Stuck the barrel out there, Grace. He's kind of disrespecting my pitcher there.
He smoked it.
Yeah, he
got
did.
the barrel out there.
So what position do you play?
I play second or short, but
What do you think of Kelly Johnson so far this year?
always offensively he's been very good. Defensively, better than I thought.
Really?
So it's very good. See if he can keep it up all year.
And are you good for mom and dad? Do you stay out of trouble?
I do. Hope I try to.
Okay. As that one is away. I guess, Gracie, all we can do is try, right?
Yep, try our best.
That's all you can do.
So Barney says.
Nobody likes to be grounded.
No.
I was grounded a lot.
You were grounded last week.
You tend to ground me sometimes.
That one is belted deep left field. Going back is a ball.
It's gone. Deep to left field. Kelly Johnson hits a home run to deep left field, and now the Diamondbacks have tied the game 2-2. It's not over yet, folks. Let's keep it coming, D-backs. Let's go. And that's Kelly Johnson just hit a 2-run shot to left field, and a very good hit by him. Let's see.
How many home runs does that give him now?
6 + 1, 7.
7 home runs now for Kelly Johnson.
It took me a while.
You're a little better at math than me.
It took me a couple seconds, but I got it.
That's a long ways to hit a ball to left field, isn't it?
Very long.
Tim Parra, our kid caster, calling a long ball there. Well done, my friend. How'd that feel?
Felt good. Power.
We're might have to keep him up here if we just keep banging the ball around like this.
I would agree. It's time to get some runs. As that one is a fly ball, well struck into left center. Going back in it is Worth.
Oh! Error by center fielder Shane Victorino. Throws it into the cutoff, and that will be a triple by Steve Drew.
So
Jason Worth. My bad. Jason Worth.
By the way, we want to remind everyone that with that home run, Fulton Holmes a moment ago donates $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association with Kelly Johnson's home run.
Stephen Drew took a fastball down and away and just rifled it. It looked like Jason Worth might have had a beat on it. But once it gets away, there's no doubt Stephen Drew, a stand-up triple.
Almost back-to-back.
That's right. So the Diamondbacks have cut into this lead now, 3-2.
3-2.
And threatening to tie it right up. Maybe Justin Upton and
your
draw
guy.
him on your shirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he can
bounce back from that strikeout. Let's go.
All right, now tell us quickly, what do you want to do when you grow up?
What do I want to do? Well, I didn't have a clear thought in my head, but now I think broadcasting.
Really? A color analyst?
Yeah.
How about a play-by-play guy?
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
That guy?
That guy.
Oh, no. When you're the color analyst, you make more money, the girls like you more. Play-by-play guys, we just kind of clean up the booth when the night's over. Sit in the bathroom on the plane. Justin Upton takes a pitch low, 1-0.
Making fun of my friend there.
What's your favorite subject in school?
Let's see. I say history.
History?
And doing sports. Love sports.
What's your favorite sport? Baseball?
Baseball, and I like football, too.
You're a big kid. I bet you can hammer some people. Like Darnell Dockett. Oh, Justin just took one that looks like in the kneecap.
Oh, it went all the way to shortstop, too. Hard to hit.
So Upton down. Here it is again.
Oh, hit himself.
Just above the right in the lower shin area.
What that feels? I wonder how that feels.
Gracie?
Well, just go ahead and take a ball peen hammer and hit yourself right there as hard as you can. And unfortunately, I've seen legs break in that situation. Have you ever heard of a player named Jermaine Dye?
Yes, I have. White Sox player.
He's a Valley resident.
Mm-hmm. He lives here in the Valley.
Yep. And when he was playing for the Oakland A's, he fouled a ball just like that. It ended up breaking his leg. So let's hope that didn't happen to Justin there. That would be below average, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and he had last year had injury.
Yeah.
He ran the base.
Yeah.
Hope he's okay.
He's walking around. He's a tough kid. That's
Very
one
tough.
thing we do know about Justin is he is a tough kid.
Doesn't want to quit at all.
So, Tim, he made it to the big leagues. Here's a little perspective for you when he was 5 years older than you.
Yeah.
5 years
18.
older than you, 18 years old.
Isn't
A
that
lot
amazing?
of pressure on him, huh?
Yes, very lot. But he's a young star rising.
We can almost call him a veteran, can't we, at this point?
Yeah.
He's only 22.
Compared to the other guys, yeah.
Well, let's see if he can hop right back in the box and do some damage incorporated.
Damage.
The 1-1.
And see, that's not very nice of you pitchers just to throw another fastball right in there and try and bang it off his foot again. That's just wrong of you.
I'm with Grace on this
honoring
Are you?
pitchers.
Yeah, sorry.
Be nicer to the hitters.
Be careful now with Gracie. You know.
Well, we'll take it right back at you.
The 2-1. Got away with 1-3-1 the count. It's up.
Just like Kuroda of the Dodgers, they hit all the way to the stands.
It did.
Man, that was painful.
No, when he got hit in the
yeah,
noggin? Yeah.
Noggin. I forgot it was batting for the D-backs, but hit right on the head. All the way in the stands.
That was Rusty Ryle last
Rusty
year.
Ryle, that's it.
Ball 4.
That's good.
Let's take a look to get to know Tim Parra a little bit more. 13 years old. You're homeschooled.
Homeschooled.
Yep.
So do you stay focused then? I mean, if you're at home like that, do you have a schedule?
Yeah, I still have a schedule. My mom helps me. It's doing good. Helps me more with sports. My dad, the gym, the PE guy.
Right.
Works me out a lot.
Okay.
Legs and arms and stuff like that.
All right.
Been helping me a lot.
I don't know, Gracie, if I could stay focused.
Well, I'm going to Perry next year, so.
Okay. Well,
Very
good
high.
for you.
Yeah, sports there.
I would just be making sandwiches every 5 minutes.
Sandwiches.
Yeah, it said there he likes T-bone steak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that too.
Well, here's the best part now. You said you want to be a play-by-play man. 0-1 the count on Reynolds. Good numbers there, by the way. That if you're a play-by-play man, the color analyst buys you steaks on every road trip.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You're tempting me now.
Yeah, see that. You're coming to the right side.
The dark side.
It is, because you actually have to, you have to homeschool yourself, do a lot of homework on your own if you're a play-by-play guy. But you get a lot of free food if you have an all-star caliber color analyst like Mark Graves.
Yep, I bet that's true.
It is, and we're going to Chicago.
Really?
We don't pay for anything there because of Gracie.
That's a bit of a red carpet there.
So you guys buy me T-bone steak or something like that?
Well, Gracie will. I won't.
Oh, really?
Darren, don't. You got a long wait if you're waiting for Darren to do that. But yeah, absolutely.
Well, he's big league. Gracie is.
Have you ever had Gracie over at your house?
No, he's never been.
No, never been invited.
That's sad.
It is.
He invited me one time and one time only to his house.
I'm sure it was a happy experience.
That's the last time he'll do that. Outside, 1-2 the count.
What do you think Mark Reynolds needs to try to do right here?
Get a base hit instead of a strikeout.
Yeah,
That's where
he just needs to try to put it in play, doesn't he?
Yeah,
try to
forget
get
the
that
home
run.
run.
Yeah, try to get that run in from third. And he's so doggone strong. He doesn't need to try to hit a home run to hit it,
Hit the
does he?
barrel. Oh, retaliation.
2-2 the count. Mark 3 for his last 5 with runners in scoring position with a homer and a double.
That's what Reynolds struggled last year. Just struck out with men on base. Can't do that in baseball. Gotta get base hits.
This year, 5 for 14 with runners in scoring position.
Oh, deep to left field. That is gone. Left center field. Mark Reynolds, 3-run dinner over the fence. Touchable, gone.
And as Tim just said, now the Diamondbacks have the lead. 5-3, Mark Reynolds.
Power hit. See?
7th home run of the year. He's got 19 RBI.
They're all in the bat. They're all in the bat.
Watch the swing. He doesn't overswing there. He just gets something he can handle. And like we said, he's just, look how deep that ball is.
Deep to left center.
Out in the tunnel. 3-run long ball. Just like that, there's still nobody out in this
No
inning.
one out.
5 runs across for the Diamondbacks.
Good thing it's not 1, 2, 3 inning. I already been gone already.
Exactly.
Maybe I'm good luck or something. This is cool.
That kid is some kind of strong.
Nice. Oh,
LaRoche just misses extra bases. Had him doubled, and then he walked.
I think there's a German Shepherd for the umpire out there.
German Shepherd.
He's got 3 missed calls on his phone.
Quiet in the bullpen now. Two-run homer, Kelly Johnson. 3-run homer, Mark Reynolds. As the Diamondbacks offense, good for about 5.5 runs per game, is alive and well. And for the first time this season, in just his 4th start, Kendrick does not settle in for good.
19 RBIs now for Mark Reynolds.
And all part of a power barrage for the Diamondbacks that has them knocking down walls around baseball. The #1 team in the National League in homers.
Wow.
Big shift defensively. That one bounces in there. Tim, we might see somebody get going out there soon in the bullpen, don't you think?
I know. There's no one in the bullpen. What's going on?
Yeah.
I'll go in.
Charlie Manson just wants some hitters.
He figures they'll just come back and outscore the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, he'll get him out eventually, and we'll hit.
Ground ball to Ryan Howard, first baseman, and he's out at first. 1 down. And it's hit bottom of the 5th inning.
Good reset. We like to call it a reset. Well done.
Thank you.
I didn't even know we called that a reset.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody's tying his shoes out there.
Finally. Who's that?
That is number 55, and let's look it up here. This is called our little cheat sheet.
James Baez, right-handed
Danny
pitcher.
Baez, exactly. Very good. That's our little cheat sheet right there that we can use to.
Man, it's good. Cheaters.
Well, Darren uses his computer to answer all the trivia questions.
Come on, Jim.
He's
you know
worse.
better than that.
You're worse, sorry.
I would never do that, young man. See? 0-1 the count on Chris Young. Gracie's such a kidder.
Ooh, outside. Ball 2.
I want to remind everyone, by the way, the next homestand starts May 7th. The Brewers come to town. The first 15,000 fans get a D-backs baseball cap, courtesy of Sports 620. KTAR, 602-462-4794, or online at dbacks.com. Had to clear the airways for you.
Ooh, he went. Check swing by Chris Young.
Looked like a tough pitch to handle down
Tough
and
pitch
in.
to handle that sinker. Tied him up.
1-2 count. 1 out. On 5th.
Tim Parra joining us up here, our kid caster.
Oh. Foul ball. He stands.
The Diamondbacks in this series. What do you think of this graphic right here? All the runs.
Whoa, all 14 runs. This series have come via the home. Wow. He's been doing good.
Mm-hmm.
How come he's doing really good, but he struggled last year? What do you guys think what he's doing different? He hit to the left field, going to rounding second, stopping at second for a double to left field. Nice hit by Chris Young. But going back to my question, what do you guys think he's been doing different?
Ask the analyst there.
The analyst.
Well, let's take a look at the swing. Watch the head. Watch the head, Tim. Watch the head just stay right on the ball.
There.
I think this year his pitch selection has been better. He's not chasing as many pitches out of the strike zone. And you got to do me a favor, Tim.
Yeah.
You and Darren do this to me all the time, so you know I'm going to lump you in with this. You talk about last year way too much. That was a last place year. We're just going to forget all about last
Press
year.
the delete button.
Just talk. Yeah, exactly. Just this year, you know, Darren does that to me all the time, and it makes me mad. So don't get me mad.
Well, here's Parra. I mean, we've been waiting for him to come up.
Oh, yes.
You know, Tim, last year, Gerardo Parra really was successful driving in runs. One of the best hitters on the Diamondbacks with runners in scoring position.
And this guy wants to forget about it.
You guys got me good on that one. Nice going.
Ooh, and he hits it to Ryan Howard first. Gets him on the first, but Chris Young goes safely to third. And it's 2 outs in the bottom of 5th. Runner at third. Batting next is John Hester, the catcher.
Now, do you think Kendrick's going to intentionally walk him and try to get to Rodrigo Lopez, or do you think he'll pitch to John Hester right here?
Well, I think Rodrigo Lopez got a hit to left field, so I'll just try to attack John Hester, see what it is. But then he did.
You and I will disagree on this. I think they're going to walk him. Let's see what Charlie does. Charlie just wants somebody to go up there and hit.
Exactly. They got good hitters.
Yeah, they're going to put him on. They're going to put him on.
Oh, you were right.
Yep. You know what? You're going to learn that happens a lot up here. I'm right a lot. So just if you can convince Darren of that as well, then everything will be better.
All right.
And those are 3 words that I'll encourage you to never, ever say as a play-by-play man. You were right, especially to this guy. I mean, you just need to remind him that, it is, in fact, guesswork, that he was fortunate to get it right that time.
This is big league analysis, son.
So, I hate to say it, but you are right.
That's my boy. That's my boy. I like it.
Anyway, as we move along, here is Rodrigo Lopez.
He got it all started. He got this 5-run inning started with a base hit to left his last time up. Yep. His last time up was this inning. He's got a chance to get 2 hits in 1 inning.
Lucky.
We saw Edwin Jackson do that earlier this year.
Ooh. He went. Rodrigo Lopez checks swing for a strike. Now there's a run at 3rd and 1st. 2 outs, and the count is 0-1. You think he might try for a steal, Mark?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, you don't want to possibly get caught stealing. First of all, he's a big old ornery catcher, probably not very fast. And then second of all, if he gets thrown out now, Rodrigo Lopez will have to lead off the next inning. You don't want that.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah. So he'll probably just drop anchor over there at first base and see if he can score on a double.
But it never hurts to ask your analyst. Nothing wrong with that.
I'll ask you next time.
No, don't ask me. Questions like that, I'll just ask Gracie. It makes him feel good about himself. You got to lift up your analyst. Don't tell them they're right, but you have to encourage them.
Encourage them. Make him think you're wrong.
Sometimes.
He's wrong a lot.
The 1-2.
Ooh. Count is
2-2.
2-2.
By the way, just wanted to pass along, folks. Got this great note, Gracie. Lopez in his career is 0 for 19 with runners in scoring position.
Wow.
That doesn't bode too well for this situation, but he's due.
He is really due, but that includes last year's numbers.
He's going to hit the left field coach. Oh, it's close.
Swinging bunt.
Run.
Howard saved it with a dig, but with Tim Parr sitting in as our kid caster, the Diamondbacks score 5. Play-by-play extraordinaire because he got the offense done.
I'm right a lot, yeah.
Tim called that one a home run, and Kelly Johnson, he called a triple as well. And then he also settled in behind the microphone and called a long ball from Mark Reynolds, our kid caster. Behind the mic, but Jack in the box has you thinking outside of the box. in the batter's box. You start a pinch hitter, he hits it out. You have a guy who has owned the Phillies in a series, he hits it out. And then a guy who hits more homers than just about anyone at his position since breaking into the big leagues. He hits it out, outside of the box, over the wall. Jack in the Box, our proud partners. Well, Justin Upton, we showed you earlier when he fouled that ball off what looked like his shin there. He is done for the day. Cole Gillespie takes over in right field, and that's not good news.
No, that's terrible news.
Here's the play again, Grace, if you look at it.
And I just watched right above the, oh, goodness. Well, what a blow that would be if that ends up being bad news.
Well, you can't even consider it. You certainly hope it doesn't happen. You already have Miguel Montero and his offense done.
Connor Jackson, his offense.
And his dependability, too, in the order. And he is out. So let's hope that in a preventative measure they will treat it and get him back soon. Chase Utley puts that one on the ground. Look at that. He spotted the shift and just torched it. And he is now 2 hits shy of 3,000, or I should say 1,000. He hopes to someday get to 3,000. 2 hits shy of 1,000 in his career. Look at this.
Just purposely just swatted it right through that wide open hole.
That was a thing of beauty. And now Ryan Howard representing the tying run. Waited as long as he could. This is a guy, too. He's talking about letting the ball travel deep into his stance. A guy who homers to left. We always talk about Adrian Gonzalez. We see him a lot in San Diego. This gentleman can homer the other way as effectively as anyone.
He's got huge power everywhere.
He's looking at a huge shift. Utley just takes off.
Man.
Look at this.
Yeah, I was going to say, you better get over to third base. Easy stolen base there. Rodrigo fell asleep on Chase Utley, and he is a very good base stealer as well. Look at the jump there. Are you kidding me? Now the race is on to get to third base.
Howard singled back in the first inning. Struck out in the fourth inning. Just 1 hit in his last 14 at bats. Serves that one into right field. Gillespie plays it off to the side, but gets it right back into the row. So runners on first and third now, and the Phillies, just as the Diamondbacks, had another big inning, and they've done it a bunch this year. A 5-run fifth. The Phils say, don't think we're done.
Let's take a look at the swing of Ryan Howard. Just nice and soft. Just trying to get a base hit right there. He's not trying to hit it out of the ballpark, and he just, well, that's pretty. Now here comes that guy, Darren Sutton. And that is Jason Worth. He was certainly that guy last night with a couple of long balls. Now he represents the go-ahead run here for the Philadelphia Phillies in the 6th.
Both teams now have 8 hits. Outside, Lopez, 77 pitches. So as far as gas in the tank, he is fine. But as pitchers will tell you, it's just a different gas tank you're dealing with when you face the Phillies. Longer at bats, more patient. They make you earn your 4, 5, or 6 innings. Well, Stoudemire Jr. mentioning that about the Phils.
Well, that's all part of being a terrific offense, is making the pitcher work for everything they get. Not up there just brain dead swinging. Up there with a game plan. Up there with the ability to lay off the close pitches.
Reaches out and looks that one in the left. Here comes Parra. His throw. cut off, and Utley scores. It's now a one-run game. An RBI right out there in front of him for Jason Worth. He drives it in. 11 RBIs this year. Phillies one run closer.
Just got out in front, but he's just so strong. He gets it out. Gerardo Parra makes a great throw. Reynolds cuts it. Chase Utley runs very well. He would have beaten the throw, but did a good job of hitting the cutoff man. We're going to have an appeal play here at third base. They think Utley may have left early. We're about to find out.
And Sogno was going out to call the actual catch.
It's the home plate umpire's call, and Dale Scott said it was fine. I actually saw that play get called out recently, Darren.
Did you?
In Cleveland. You rarely see it anymore. Yeah, here's how you hit.
Oh, is that great? What a great.
Don't worry about all that pitching and catching. You just get up there and hit.
Speaking of hitting, that one's belted. Left center field toward the wall, nearly out of here, high off that wall. Chugging on around as Howard, they will stop him. The Phillies come right back.
Nobody getting loose for the Diamondbacks. Well, that's a pretty piece of hitting. Ibanez just missing a home run high off the left field wall.
Mel Stoudemire Jr. will come out to buy some time. Now that changes in the bullpen. Esmeralyn Vasquez, the hard-throwing right-hander, plenty rested, will start to throw. Juan Gutierrez is essentially unavailable today. All the work he has done, he will be one guy they won't look to in the pen. You know, to back up what we were talking about, too, just a quick number that's interesting. You talk about the Phillies and their offense and the runs per game. They average nearly 6 this season.
Right.
Well, the Diamondbacks are at about 5.5. The Phillies have struck out coming into play today 99 times, the lowest total in the National League.
Isn't that amazing?
But they score all those runs and they hit those homers. You must think, well,
they got to strike out a lot. Nope, not the case. Well, they're going to play the infield kind of halfway, Darren Sutton, because Ryan Howard on third base does not run well at all. So a firmly hit ground ball to any infielder, he won't be able to score.
There's a firmly hit ground ball to any infielder, and he won't be able to score.
Boy, Rodrigo Lopez, all it took was one pitch to get a huge second out right there.
At least I proved I was listening to you there.
Well, thank you. You know, you and Tim Parr are going to figure out that I'm right a lot.
Well, I'm responsible for no runs, and Tim's responsible for 5. So he weighs in a little bit more, as Hinch made that decision, and certainly the right one there. You've got to execute on the mound, though. Ruiz was talking to Manuel moments ago about hitting.
Charlie's just an old hitting coach. Doesn't have a whole lot of time for pitching, defense. He just wants hits. Get up there and hit. Well, a nice play by Hester to save a run. Well, after getting that big second out, Darren, the last thing you can do is give up a cheapie like a wild pitch or a pass ball.
And Hester did save that run. Ruiz singled and struck out looking.
Good slider there on 2-0 for strike one.
Call that digging out of a hole and turning the count back in your favor. And a lot of times pitchers like Benson the other night, Lopez today will have to do that with soft stuff, not fastballs.
Oh, and right back with the fastball to the outside corner. Nice pitch to even the count 2-2. Beautifully done.
Trying to hang on to the lead and get out of this mess. The 2-2. Ian laid it all on the line there. You can see him spin off towards first a bit. 3-2 the count. Stoudemire Jr. looks on as one of his pupils deals it. And it's popped up and into the seats.
Well, Ruiz has just been a tough out. He has seen a lot of pitches. He has made Rodrigo Lopez work very hard. Rodrigo only 86 pitches into this thing, Darren. There should still be plenty in the gas tank.
Ruiz Pesky has only struck out 7 times this year. Puts that one on the ground. Gets by Johnson. 1 run is in. Coming on around right behind to score is Ibanez, and the Phillies grab the lead 6-5. Ruiz, again, you talk about the kind of a bat he just put on Lopez. Well, he earned himself 2 RBIs.
He just got a slider that stayed in the middle of the zone. Oh, boy, that's tough to deal with. Johnson gave his best effort, but couldn't come up with it. And these Phillies, they just never go away.
Now Ben Francisco pinch hits. And the slider is in there for strike 1. Francisco 0 for 3 as a pinch hitter this year. Last year, part of a deal that sent him from the Indians and made 103 starts between the 2 clubs. Gives that one a ride, going back on his park. He's got just enough room, but the Phillies, after giving up 5, get their bats and deliver 3 right back.
At Chase Field. Stacey Underwood has brought 500 of her closest friends for Donate Life Day. Well, what are you here to celebrate?
We're here to celebrate the gifts of giving, all those people that have celebrated life by giving donations and all those people that have received, and then we're here to celebrate National Donate Life Month. And how everybody can sign up to be an organ donor on donatelifeaz.org.
You've helped a tremendous amount of people in this section, including some of the youngsters. Who are some of the friends that you have with you?
You know what? Right now, I've got Connor, who is a liver recipient. He's 10. And then I have Janie, who's a liver recipient as well. And then Kelly, who is a double lung recipient.
You guys look at the camera right over there. Guys, it says hi, Mom. Connor, when he got the diagnosis, he was supposed to only live to be 5. Is that correct?
Yes, he got his transplant at 3, and his mom was told that he was only going to live till he was 5, and he's actually 10. So this is to show the miracle and the gifts that are given, and how we can't decide on who can be helped and who can't. It's all about giving and all about being able to say yes to life.
What a great day out here. Kelly, I know you have something for Gracie real quick. What was it?
When is Gracie going to dress up as a wrestler?
It's a wrestler. When is it, Gracie?
I got to believe it's got to be next homestand. I really don't have time now with this road trip coming up. So next homestand.
Next homestand. Is that okay with you?
Yeah. We're going to have have a picture to have proof of it.
Okay. He'll put it up on his Twitter account.
Tell them I'm really looking forward to wearing those tights.
He says he's really looking forward to wearing tights. Do you have any you could borrow?
No.
Okay. Connor, you?
No.
All right, you?
We'll find some for him.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks a lot.
Yeah, all for a very good cause. Kelly Johnson reaches on a walk, gets things started right back. Danny Baez takes over, the veteran. Been around for a long time, 32 years young, Cuban-born. Broke in with Cleveland back in 2001. Had a run with Cleveland and Tampa Bay where he was good for about 25 or more saves per season for 3 straight years. Hard thrower.
Hard thrower, and boy, that'll drive a manager nuts. You go out and get 3 runs in the top of the 6th inning, you come out and you walk the first guy you face.
Well, you talk about the home runs, and now the Diamondbacks may be looking to hit another one to do some damage in this game. 46 of their 95 runs this year have been scored via the home run. That's about half, 48%. Only the Cardinals have a higher total with regard to percentage. Second in Major League Baseball. Drew serves that one into the corner.
Yeah, that ball might
Home
have
run
had
distance.
Home run distance. Goodness gracious, Steven. You got that kind of power, son? I guess so.
What do you make of that, Gracie? Nearly half of their runs coming with the home run. Anything to be excited or concerned about?
Concerned more than excited, yeah. You love the home runs, but you also want to be able to manufacture some runs once in a while, because home runs you can't depend on constantly.
It's like the three-point shot in basketball. That's what I think of.
Okay, so for instance, where do the Diamondbacks sit right now as far as record?
A couple games below 500.
Well, they're 7-10, yet they lead the National League in home runs. So obviously, all those homers have led to a 7-10 record. So you need to have a little more ability to drive them in when they're out there in scoring position with a single or a double. Keep that pitcher in the stretch. Keep the pressure on them. And also, you need to close some games.
That's a big part of it, no doubt.
So that's why I would think, yeah, the home runs are nice. And they're sexy, and people love the home runs. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to get some bunts down. You got to manufacture some runs and score them one at a time once in a while.
That pitch is low and in. A productive out, like a successful sacrifice for a pitcher with 1 out, advancing any runner with none out, driving in a base runner with the 2nd out of the inning. Those kind of productive outs. The Diamondbacks have had 54 opportunities, have been successful 11 times, 20%, the lowest total in the National League.
Yeah, that's definitely not getting it done.
League average about 34%. Runner goes and gobbled up. Unbelievable. What a play there. The runner obviously stays put in Kelly Johnson, but that should have tied the game.
Oh, what a play by Ryan Howard. Not known for great glove work over there, but he's made a couple of beautiful plays today. Just tough luck right there for Stephen Drew. But a runner in scoring position. Remember, no Justin Upton. He had to leave the ball game after fouling a ball off his shin or his ankle area. So Cole Gillespie going to remain in Justin Upton's spot. He gets the opportunity, and you just hope Justin Upton's okay.
So Gillespie goes to work, acquired last year from the Milwaukee Brewers. Breaks his bat. It's a ground ball. And gobbled up in third. In time for the out. A little bit of a tall stretch there. So, like what he saw, but I think it bore in on his hands as he broke his bat. Mark Reynolds with a long ball earlier in this ball game. Our Chaz Roberts air conditioning cool play.
Once again, way out of here. A 3-run homer. 7th home run of the year. 19 RBIs.
They plan to pull a step or two in the infield. The outfield straight up. Ground ball toward the hole. And they'll stop the runner at third with a big aggressive turn. A base hit for Reynolds. It didn't go far enough. So Reynolds with his second hit of the ball game. And now Adam LaRoche with a chance to tie this game up.
Well, Mark Reynolds certainly does a lot of good things with runners on base this year. He's been terrific.
And hitting around 100 with no one on. Runners on base 333. Average 200 points higher with runners on base.
Well, now Adam LaRoche with the opportunity to dig right back at these Phillies. Nice breaking ball, but it stayed outside.
One appearance where he was knocked around pretty good. Baez, 3 earned runs in 1 inning. Otherwise, he has been solid in his other 6 appearances, as that one is high. Pitched in Baltimore last year, did Baez. Phils with a sub-4 bullpen ERA. 3.88. Popped up. Worth came in a few steps. Now he picks it up, and the Diamondbacks come up empty. You by Southwest Airlines and by your Valley Hyundai dealers. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. Your dollar Hyundai, now the most fuel efficient car maker in America. Visit valleyhyundaidealers.com. Our Quest high-speed internet, high-speed pitch. Hello. Kyle Kendrick, 93 miles an hour. Rodrigo Lopez, 92 miles an hour. Oh, a double. Hello for that young man. Hello. Hello?
He's tuckered. He's had enough.
Hang in there now. The D-backs will rally. It's all right. He'll be ready to go in a bit. Here's Ross Glode. Right off the end of the bat, Esmeralda Vasquez, Reynolds, barehanded, nice play.
Boy, he has just improved tenfold defensively at third base over the last couple of years, Darren. Nice play with the bare hand, then the strong throw to just get Glode.
The bullpen, as we take a look at the numbers for Vasquez, the appearances have been certainly few and far between. Had a brief time down in the minor leagues. But these Diamondbacks knew in the first homestand when they won both series that they could lean on the bullpen and they'd be there for them. It hasn't been the case as much lately as the fastball good stuff over the outside.
Oh, there's a lot of good stuff out in the bullpen, folks. I mean, there's a lot of hard throwers out there. There's a lot of right-handers out there. I think right now it's just more of a confidence thing. Esmeralda Vasquez has a terrific arm. Great stuff, as does Juan Gutierrez, as does Chad Qualls. Heilman, Howery. There's a lot of good arms out there. Now it's just a matter of continuing to believe in that good stuff. And it'll happen. It'll eventually get better. You hope it starts today.
0-2.
You got to find a way to stay in this ball game. I like the way you describe it sometimes, Darren, by saying, this is like closing the game right here.
You bet. You bet. You give up 3 runs here, you're done.
You're done.
Psychologically, you're done. The team has come back. They've grabbed the lead on you. Now you got to stop.
Yeah, it's imperative, just like a closer, that you go out and throw a 0 up right here to give your offense a chance.
Gracie, I know that you were off on assignment, but in San Diego, the Padres in game 1 of that series did just that. Their bullpen, the team was down, but it was 3 up, 3 down, back in the dugout. Still down, 3 up, 3 down, back in the dugout. All of a sudden, you could feel the momentum coming. Quick outs, quick outs. We know we're down, but we're getting quick outs. And then they came back and won.
Came back and won the ball game late. And that's what Vasquez has to do here. 3 quick outs. And that's 2 quick ones right there on a beautiful changeup.
Now you think about these Diamondbacks and these relievers, this is what you're saying. The stuff is there.
The stuff is very good. And I've had to tell young players that I used to play with, or even now, just don't ever forget how good you are. And I think in a lot of ways there might be some guys down there in that bullpen that maybe have forgotten just how doggone good they are. You get to believe in what you read. You get to believe in what you hear. And all of a sudden you're like, wow, maybe they're right. Well, no, they're not right. You got great stuff. Go out there and believe in it.
Rodrigo Lopez scuffled his way through it a bit today. Still gave his team 6 innings. Maybe a little bullpen payback. Maybe that's what is meant to happen, where the starter is human and the bullpen with a couple of quick frames can help his team win a game. Benson was great Friday night. Kennedy was exceptional last night. The touch and feel trio, we call them. Not overpowering. Not an arm like this young man. Utley takes a changeup away. That's what Benson did Friday. Kennedy last night. Lopez a little more human today. It is the Phillies, but a little more human. Got to throw strikes. You have to all live on the corner. Chris Benson very quietly turning into a nice story. Three and one to count.
And this is the other thing you have to do is, if you're Esmeralda Vasquez, 3-1 counts at this level kill you, especially to hitters such as Rocky Balboa. I'm sorry, Chase Utley,
who always has the puncher's chance.
That's right.
See, I pay attention on occasion. Walked him, and you certainly can't walk him, and that's what happened there. So a 2-out walk. Again, just to finish the thought, the bullpen numbers in the first homestand, there were 20 overall appearances from relief pitchers. No earned runs allowed in 17 of the 20, so 85% of the time. Since, there have been 34 overall appearances, no earned runs allowed just half the time, 17 of 34. So they've been scored upon in half of their appearances, since that last homestand. changeup, pushed it, was underneath it a bit to Ryan Howard. Howard has now gone 56 consecutive at-bats without a long ball.
Oh, boy. Yep. Here it comes.
You remember Matt Williams, we shared his thoughts in an interview when he was speaking about Howard. Whenever it was a situation like this, to quote Matt, you said,
What a big change up there. And a big swing and miss. This one stays up. That's not really where you want your changeup up there. But the lack of speed on it had big Ryan Howard fooled enough to swing and miss it, but you don't want to throw any more up there if you can help it.
Had a couple of good friends, by the way, that have sent in notes through FoxSportsArizona.com. Sean Foreman, who is the headmaster, if you will, of teaching baseball at BaseballReference.com, his great site. And Joe Philly, who runs the Artful Dodger in Philadelphia, is watching. Joe Philly checking in the pub in Philadelphia. One of the great little watering holes, little tiny spot. They're watching the Diamondbacks feed of the Phillies game.
Hello to all our friends there. Looking forward to spending some time with you when we get there. We don't go to Philadelphia for a while, do we?
Let's check, Gracie, shall we?
I think we shall. I want to say not until July.
Stand by is good TV. I also read the schedule. End of July when it's good and mild there in Philly.
Yeah.
The 2-1. Fouled that one off. Ouch. Got a piece of the home plate umpire, Dale Scott. What a good spot there, the Artful Dodger, if you're ever in town. If you want to have a soda or two, watch sports. And a great website, BaseballReference.com. Huge shift for Howard. We've seen it a couple of times. Got him with a changeup. Pulled the string. It wasn't a quick inning, but to his defense, it was a 0. And certainly that helps when you're down by 1. And then the biggest hit of them all, Carlos Ruiz. Our text poll. Gracie, folks thinking Philly. I'm not getting much help on Atlanta.
Oh, it's the Nationals. The battling Nats. E.
So if you're keeping score at home, you can see the selections. Glad to have you back with us. Young to lead it off. Hara will follow, then Hester.
Leading off for the D-backs, center fielder Chris Young.
There we go, on a green weekend. I remember a couple times you came to ASU games wearing that outfit. We got a kick out of that.
I did, and I still do.
Herb Sendek was commenting on it. It was creative. Troubling.
Disturbing.
Chris Young to lead it off. And he takes a strike over the inside. 0-1 the count. Doubled back in the 5th inning. Struck out and flied out. And it's 0-2 as Baez drops it in there. It's a gorgeous day as we peek in from Uptown.
We got Uptown today.
Line into the corner it goes. It is down. It'll head into the triangle. Young chugging on around. There's your tying run at second. Back-to-back doubles for CY.
Nice piece of hitting there by CY. Took a breaking ball. Stayed back just enough to flip it out there down the left field line. Full extension there. And the ball just jumped off his bat. Got past Ibanez. That's a good way to start the bottom of the second. Seventh. Well, that's a great look right there. Keeping the hands back and just throwing the barrel of the bat at the ball and getting rewarded.
So now Gerardo Parda. As Antonio Bastardo warms in the pen.
We'll call him that.
Popped up, first pitch swinging.
Got the pitch he wanted, but not the result he wanted. A foul ball. You want to try and pull this ball on the ground if you can. Sure, you'd love to hit a double somewhere, but by hook or by crook, after this at bat from Gerardo Parra, Bo Porter going to have a conversation with him. Chris Young needs to be standing on third base at the end of this at bat, at worst.
And those are the productive outs we spoke of earlier. Right. Lowest percentage in the National League.
You got to find a way to manufacture this run. And now you just use the fundamentals of baseball. Pulling the ball on the ground here. And that's almost a pitch out that he swung at.
For the Phillies, 6 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. They've stranded 4. The Diamondbacks, 5 runs, also 10 hits, 1 error. They have left 9 on base. This was Parra's money situation a season ago. He takes that one low. Phillies grabbed the hold of a 2-0 lead in the first inning. They made it 3-0 with a single run in the 5th. The Diamondbacks scored 5 in the bottom half of that frame. With Philly answering back with 3, 6-5 is where we stand. Continuing to walk it off, and this might have been an earlier swing than Dahmer.
I have no idea. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like he's favoring something there. It's tough to tell. Oh, like a wrist or a hand?
Something in the right hand in his reaction, huh?
Okay, that's looks like the middle finger on his right hand.
Dave Edwards out, A.J. Hinch out. They're taking a look at it. What does you say Dave does? Just squeezes right where it hurts?
Oh, yeah, he's famous for that. Get hit on the elbow by a pitch, come on out, and he'll... Right there. Yes! Right there. Stop! And he does it on purpose, too.
Of course he does. I think I would, too, if I were in his shoes.
He can make you jump out of your skin with the best of them.
1-2 the count. Lifted down the line.
He's still battling this Parra.
Well, do you tell yourself something different here now? I mean, because you have 2 strikes. And...
Well, now you're battling.
Okay.
Yeah. Once you get to 2 strikes, now you're just up there battling.
The one you're kicking yourself about is the pitch that was nowhere near the plate up and away that you swung at. That's the one. Bouncing ball. This won't move the runner over. And so not a productive out there for Parra.
Kind of been the story this year for these D-backs. Trouble scoring one at a time.
They're going to take a picture. Isn't that cute, Gracie? Taking a picture of Hernerman taking a photo together. I thought he was asleep there for a moment.
Tough to tell behind those shades.
Hester trying to tie it up. Fights that one off. That one good pitch from Baez in on his hands.
In these situations, you can see, Darren, Gerardo Parra and then John Hester really expanding the strike zone, chasing pitches out of the zone, just maybe a little over anxious. It's in these situations that you have to be even more patient. Pressure's all on the pitcher.
4 pitches away, as we showed you. Big hole in the right side. Parra unable to hit it to the right side. Shadows creeping midway across this field, slicing it in half. The pride of Stanford. And on 1-1, looks at a breaking ball, 1-2. Two years he waited his chance at Stanford behind names like Ryan Garco until he got his chance to be the starting catcher in 05 and 06. The 1-2. Nice job on a backhand. You know, honestly, you block a pitch like that, you're just lucky. And I don't mean that to poke fun at all, but it's just you take a stat. You can't think to block a fastball.
Exactly. You don't expect fastballs to be bounced.
Still a nice job, though. Good reaction. Hester, a 13th round pick of the Diamondbacks after his senior year in 2006. Runner going to third, to the right side. Fair ball! And we're tied! Hester hustling on around, heading to second, ahead first slide, and a double for Big John. He took that one out of the catcher's mitt.
He certainly has been a shot in the arm offensively in his few chances that he's gotten. Another base hit here. That's his second of the day, and as you said, he just swatted it the other way. And look at the big man run. He's thinking 2 all the way. Look at the head first dive. That's a ball player right there.
Tacos, Gracie, 6 runs.
Baby. I think I'm going to get some soft tacos this time.
Nope. You'll be in Denver. And they don't participate in Diamondback promotions.
Golly.
Between 4 and 6 tomorrow at participating locations.
Oh, that stinks. I want some tacos.
I'm told it's only the crunchy tacos as well.
Do they have arms?
So far today.
joining us. By the way, here's the key. Visit foxsportsarizona.com so you can find tomorrow Dan Herron pitching, where the Fox Sports Arizona Plus is located, whether you have DirecTV or Cox. And on Tuesday as well with Ubaldo Jimenez, Edwin Jackson. We're thrilled that there is a second channel to put this game on during NBA and NHL playoffs, but we want you to find it because those are two really good ones. And then we'll be with you Wednesday. Thank goodness we have a day game. We can be on Fox Sports Arizona.
There we go.
Antonio Bastardo goes to work for the 6th time this year. Look at that first batter efficiency, though. 3 of the 5 first batters he has faced have reached, and that's good news. As Tony Abreu is called upon to pinch hit. A little chilly tomorrow in Denver, Colorado. Low of 38.
Low of 38?
Oh, yeah.
Ah, that's good ball playing weather. You kidding? You got a top coat, I understand.
Oh, I brought the top coat. You bet.
I didn't have enough room in my bag.
You should have brought a duffel bag. Just a big Army-style duffel bag. Where do you see it?
I did a lot of packing.
You'll love it. You can see what Tony has done, and these are the situations they hope to lean on him. Bastardo. As that one is popped to the right side. It hunks the line, and it's a foul ball. A lot of cool weather in Denver. As will be the big jackets taking on the Colorado Rockies, who today are battling the Florida Marlins, beating them 4-2 in the 5th inning. Rockies at an even 500 on the season.
Look out, Tony. 0-2 pitch. Spun him around. 94 miles an hour. Everybody throws 94 or more now.
Well, outside of Rodrigo Lopez, Chris Benson.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Ian
Not
Kennedy.
everybody. Not everybody. You're right.
Good look there at the splits this season. As that one bounces in there, putting his nose on it is Ruiz.
Well, he's pretty polished behind the plate, isn't he?
You took the words out of my mouth. I was about to say it another way. There's a lot to like about the way he goes about his business.
Now, this ball is going absolutely nowhere. Look at him just. There's nowhere for that ball to go. There was no 5-hole. Since the Coyotes won, we can do a hockey turn.
I like it. 2-2 the count. Score tied at 6. Broke his bat. Roller right side. Huntley is over. And Mr. Dependable turns it into an out. But Hester moves on over. And a chance for the most productive and dangerous of all Diamondbacks in Kelly Johnson. Flied to center, grounded out, hit a 2-run homer and walked. And we've told you this several times, and it still applies because it hasn't changed. He hangs in there very well against left-handed pitching. It's just the bottom line.
And has in his career.
Amica Insurance, proud partners of the Boys and Girls Club of Metropolitan Phoenix. So here is Kelly. Playing him to pull on the infield. He takes a pitch, a high strike, as the slider is through there. There's those shadows again that we're talking about. Just about to touch home plate. Batter's eye still with sunshine on it. The runner at third, and Johnson has that one blown by him.
Just like that, 0-2. Bastardo showing some good stuff out on the mound.
Multi-home run games. He has one in this ball game. Had one on Friday night. Nice take.
Well, look at this guy.
And a nice block.
And that's what a lot of times young pitchers will do. They get to 2 strikes, and then they try to make that perfect 2-strike pitch, and they end up burying it right into the ground. Look at that beautiful block. That was a difficult block right there, Darren. And he just corralled it easily.
Bouncing ball. Utley ranges. Covers a lot of ground, and he races the man who said, "That's my favorite player to watch play." Well, he just took an RBI away from you there. Well, one of our favorite new promotions here at the ballpark. We love the pool, we know that. But brought to you by our good friends with Gila River Casinos and the Gila River Gaming Enterprises. It's Kachiko. Stop by the interactive kiosk near Section 111 during Arizona Diamondbacks regular season home games. Play Kachiko, have a good time, win yourself a big prize. Also head out to the new Wild Horse Pass Hotel and Casino. Get yourself.
Always seems to go in that far right one.
Funny how that works. Every time, different player, same spot. And so good stuff. Leo Rosales, speaking of good stuff, he has done a fabulous job this year. Rosales gave up 2 runs on April the 6th against San Diego. Since then, he has been untouched. He has rolled out appearance after appearance and hasn't given up anything. 6 scoreless appearances since then.
Well, he's going to need to be awfully good here. He's facing Jason Worth, the ever-dangerous Jason Worth. And that's a beautiful fastball, outside corner at the knees. Nice job by Esmeling Vasquez to put up a goose egg in the 7th inning, get that momentum. Offense came back and tied it. Same story here. Jason Worth just pounds one into left field for a base hit.
Well, when you talk about that bullpen and the struggles that have been really fought through by, as we see Worth again, pull a pitch away.
No, it's the 8th inning that's just been the bugaboo again, and the 9th.
Yeah, the 8th inning was the big one last year. This year, it seems to be migrating more to the 9th. But you put the 2 together, and Arizona's been outscored 22-7 in those 2 innings.
Yikes. Pay attention to Jason Worth over at first base. He can steal a base on you. He's got very good speed.
We remember, was it last year? He stole all the way around. Rosales has been the beneficiary of a little bit more velocity on his fastball this year. And that also ties into the fact that most hitters, when they dig into the box against him, are thinking at some level changeup because he's got such a good one. So that makes the fastball harder anyway if you're thinking changeup.
That was the changeup, and that was the strike.
Remember now, Ibanez, who was feasting last night on changeups, likes to feast as well on the cheesesteaks, got one, Gracie, that was up and out over the plate that he hit out.
Crushed it. .
Put yourself in the batter's box right about now. You've been there before. Is there any effect? Obviously, he's in full shade now, the sunlight as a hitter. Any effect right now? 1-1 the count.
The effects are, you still see the ball, Darren, but you don't see spin. The lights help. That brightens things up a little bit. They turn on the lights here when the shadows come out. I had to deal with that for 13 years in Chicago, playing all the day games. And there was some games where, you know, if it's bright and sunny, which it can be a lot of times, from the 6th inning on, you're hitting with blinders on. You can see the baseball, but you just can't see the spin, the seams. Now you got to throw strikes if you're Leo Rosales.
That's a shame you had to deal with all the shadows late in those games. Might have been a 300 hitter otherwise. 3-1 the count.
I got my hits early.
Both teams have 11 hits, but the Diamondbacks have now stranded 10 base runners to Philadelphia's 4.
Dangerous pitch here, 3-1.
Fastball, he beat him with it.
Long run for Parra. He's going to get there. So Rosales won that battle. He challenged Ibanez and beat him.
Still think, and this is a bit of a stretch to say it, but I believe it. I still think with a guy like Rosales, with his pitch being a changeup, you may have had a changeup in your mind there. On 3-1 of all pitches.
I don't think there's any question. You can see it's a center cut fastball, and he beat him with it. You can see Ibanez disgusted with himself.
Wilson Valdez lined to center firmly, singled and scored and grounded out to short. Well, now if you really want to get some of that momentum going, good doctor is ordering a ground ball here. Get the crowd whooped up into a frenzy.
You'd love to get the ground ball, because otherwise you're going to get Carlos Ruiz, who's been a real thorn in the Diamondbacks side the last couple of at-bats.
Young Panamanian waits his chance, hopes to get a chance to drive in runs. Valdez, pretty good speed as he takes a fastball. Rosales not nearly as much giddy up on his fastball today as we've seen. But that changeup again is the great equalizer. He can survive games like this. Line drive into right center field. Young goes over to plate. Worth aggressively goes to third. The go-ahead run is now at third base, with the pesky Ruiz the opportunity to give the Phillies the lead. Pitch up.
Just a fastball down the middle. Valdez smokes it into right center. Up, belt high, belly button high. Jason Worth, you know he's going hard all the way.
Mel Stoudemire Jr. a visit, a discussion about this situation. And now Ruiz with a chance. Ruiz in 13 ball games has not grounded into a double play this year.
Charlie Manuel likes to play hit and run. Ruiz handles the bat very well. He's got good speed at first base. If you want to stay out of a double play, putting the runner in motion will do just that, Darren Sutton. Charlie looking down. Got a hitter anywhere? You got a hitter right there.
One double play rolled up in 10 opportunities for Rosales this year. League average is just about that. 11% as that one is low. 1-0 the count. Well, you get a double play here, and then you have a perfect ninth. That's a lot to ask. Then you don't have to face Utley, Howard, and Worth again.
You are asking a lot.
But that's what we're all asking for, aren't we, folks? or hoping. Now there's a ground ball pitch, but he didn't bite. Good sinker. He just let it fly on by.
Placido Polanco has grabbed a bat. He's on deck, and he is a very good hitter.
Bullpen phone, you could hear it ring in the Diamondbacks bullpen, so they'll get to working. The 2-0.
Good changeup for the called strike there. Gutsy pitch.
That really is.
He pulled it off. Well, that's just very well executed there by Rosales.
A little bit closer to the bag is Kelly Johnson. Outfield playing him the other way. Nothing doing on the bluff there. 2-1 the count, 1 out. In the top of the 8th inning, we are tied at 6. It's Aaron Heilman. Oh, a fastball over the inside, 2-2. So soft changeup away, hard fastball in.
Well, after the 2-0 changeup, Darren, for the called strike, you know Ruiz was looking for it on 2-1. Got the fastball zipped on the inside corner.
So now, what will it be from the right-hander? He shook him off a couple of times. Runners on first and third. A bluff, they got him. But he double pumped as he went back. He was cheating off Valdez with 2 or 3 steps gone. I think it even surprised there. Little double pump cost him there. What will it be on 2-2?
Another third to first move. The home fans booing that. Usually you get the visitors are booed when they do that play. They're booing Rosales.
2-2. Fastball, late swing, buried it in. Going back is Johnson. That will not drive him in.
And that won't be booed.
Well, you talk about gutsy pitches. It started with a 2-0 changeup.
You're exactly right, Darren. That set up the fastball in. And he got it right where he needed and just ate up Ruiz.
Oh, man.
But now you can't relax. You can't exhale. You've got a very good hitter, one of the better hitters in the last few years as far as second basemen go. In Placido Polanco. Not the power numbers of a Chase Utley, but right there with him as far as batting average the last few years.
He's an all-star, a 300 hitter. Never walks, never strikes out. Be ready if you're a defender. Infield playing him to pull. Runners on first and third. Outside. Doesn't bite there. To be specific on what I'm talking about, Polanco, 69 at bats so far this year. 4 strikeouts. 1 walk. 1 walk.
A lot like a Juan Pierre.
And a perfect comparison there. Popped it up, and the count evens up at 1-1. He's been at it for a long time. Polanco broke in with St. Louis in 1998 at 22 years old. A long time.
Career 304 hitter, just kind of under the radar. You don't hear a whole lot about him. Everybody in the baseball industry knows this name and knows just what a terrific hitter he's been.
To the right side. Paul Gillespie racing. He's got it.
Leo Rosales just showed me a lot right there, folks.
7 coming your way. Time to be determined. That, of course, is on Tuesday against Detroit. Today, it was a win on the road in the Motor City for Phoenix. A decisive Game 7. It ought to be a treat. We'll have it for you. The New York Yankees of hockey, no doubt about it. The Detroit Red Wings and the Coyotes seeing what they can pull off. Well, Leo Rosales, talk about the safecrackers mentality. A 2-0 changeup with all sorts of trouble around it. That's where it all started. And then he dug himself out of the hole.
The heart of an outlaw.
Breaking ball. Herndon drops it in there for strike 1. David goes to work for the 8th time this year. David Herndon, Rule 5 draft pick, was an Angel. And that one sinks away.
Boy, if those numbers are right, he gives up a lot of hits.
A lot of hits allowed. Obviously, with the Rule 5, you know how that works. You remember, folks, he has to stay on the big club all year long. They thought enough of him to take that chance, and they think enough of him to pitch him in a tight spot here. Infield, outfield, straight up for Drew. Herndon backs off.
Nice breaking ball there. Right on the outside corner to even the count 2-2. Oh, man.
It's twice today that hasn't been called, and it's been a Phillies hurler trying to hit that inside corner.
Well, that was a good pitch. Herndon, he may have gotten it where he needed to get it. Why? Stephen Drew very fortunate to still be up there, and it's a 3-2 count.
Here it is again. Drew, rocket shot, base hit, right field. 95, but he just turned it right around. So he doesn't get the call on the corner. He throws it right down the heart, and Drew was ready.
So good speed on for the Diamondbacks here to lead off the bottom of the 8th. Once again, if you're just tuning in, Cole Gillespie is hitting in the 3-hole, playing right field. Justin Upton had to leave the ball game. He fouled a ball right off the bone just above his foot. Haven't heard anything on the results. But Cole Gillespie is taking his spot.
Drops down a bunt. It is a foul ball. Boy, I'll tell you what.
And it's very fortunate for the Philadelphia Phillies. It is a foul ball. Ruiz tried to get Stephen Drew at second base, and the throw was late. I think that's the right call by Dale Scott. Tough to tell from this angle. Watch Ruiz reach behind him. No, he did. Yeah, it looks like a foul ball, doesn't it, Darren?
It does. Still very close. Runner even with the bag at third, or third baseman, I should say. There's a strike, so he puts himself in an 0-2 hole.
Diamondbacks have struggled this year getting bunts down.
Productive outs.
That's exactly right.
One of my favorite plays here as a fan, not a broadcaster or manager, but just as a fan, is when they drive it in the gap.
You know, I haven't heard you say that before. And I agree with you.
And a bunt's good, a little bit of little ball. You move them over, then you drive them in. But if you just give the drive in the gap sign, he hits it off the fry sign out there or something, he can just score.
You know, I'll bet you in spring training when they go over their signs, I'll bet you they do have a indicator and a drive it in the gap sign.
The 1-2. A topper, and it's foul. And it's into the seats. Nice crowd on hand today. We had a nice crowd of nearly 35,000 last night. Half of the folks here in the sunshine, the other half in the shade. And a beautiful Arizona day. Glad you're with us on this Sunday afternoon. Hope your weekend's been a good one. I'd like to encourage all of you at home to maybe think driving in the gap with us.
Whoa!
D-back fans, just Little League Dodgers. That's what that is.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Oh, you bet.
I got a little nervous there.
Oh, no. Got a boatload of Little Leaguers here today. Thousands of them. The Dynamite Cal Ripken League and Florence Little League. Wickenburg is here. Palo Verde, Tucson. Just to name a few. Little Leaguers all over the ballpark. Part of the Little D-backs leagues. The 1-2. Pitch is low. Nice take. 2-2 the count. Cole Gillespie, born in Portland, Oregon. This is just his 4th major league game. Hit last year in the Felipe Lopez deal when Lopez went to the Brewers. A Brewers farm hand. The 2-2. Line drive. Down, and it's into the corner. Drew is out front. Bo Porter says, come on down. Here's the relay to the plate. The tag out at the plate. He didn't drive it in the gap. He drove it into the corner, and they took a chance. We remain tied at 6.
Perfect relay by the Philadelphia Phillies, and that throw was waiting on Stephen Drew. Bo Porter aggressive that time. So now 1 out. Instead of 2nd and 3rd, nobody. You got a guy on 2nd and 1 out. And Mark Reynolds now with an opportunity. Boy, did Gillespie ever hammer that pitch.
Looked like a slider, and he just hooked a screamer into the corner, and I mean by inches fair. So with the runner out at the plate now, it's up to Mark Reynolds, who takes a fastball away. And boy, if you're Herndon, give you a little confidence right there.
Yeah. 2 bullets. But yet you got 1 out and a runner on 2nd.
Mark a 3-run homer in the 5th inning. Perfect pitch, 1-1 the count. Drew, as we always know, goes hard the entire time. The 1-1. Just off.
Just down. Boy, he throws a smooth 95, doesn't he? Man.
That's why they spent that Rule 5 pick on him. Grabbed him away from the Angels and are right now looking to hold on to him.
That's a good pitch there. 95 more miles an hour. That time on the outside corner.
Herndon last year. We hope he's in town before this team leaves town. It'd be nice for a series win over a winning team. Two.
Well, Carlos Ruiz starting to get frustrated. He thought that was strike 3 as well. Let's take a look. Yeah, tough to tell there, but that's a pretty good pitch, folks. You can see the frustration from Ruiz. Now another 3-2 count.
And he held it there for a long time. Hanging around. Mark back to the screen. Reynolds, 5 for his last 7. With runners in scoring position, 2 of those 5 homers. Looking to fire those youngsters up. Get the young lady in yellow standing and cheering. 3-2. Drive, right field, going back, and it is close. Still going. It's over his head. It's off the base of the wall. Mark Reynolds uses the entire ballpark, and in doing so, the Diamondbacks lead it 7-6.
Once again, Mark Reynolds with runners in scoring position. Coming through. 3 straight at-bats with runners in scoring position. Home run, single, double. Bang. Just a short, quick swing. Just some kind of strong.
By the way, that's 20 runs batted in now for Reynolds.
Well, that happened quick. That's got to be amongst the leading leaders, isn't it?
Well, 4 today. It's got to put him up there close. And the intentional walk to LaRoche. Coming into play today as Qualls gets ready to go. 3 players had 20 RBIs. Matt Kemp, Jorge Cantu, and Ryan Braun coming into play today.
The hammer.
Oh, you love the hammer.
Rich Doobie going to come out and have a talk with his young right-hander. Probably in this situation, he'll probably tell him, quit giving up rockets. 3 batters he's faced, 3 bolts.
Throws hard. There's no doubt about that. He's got a great arm. This is tough swimming, though, for a young man that was in Double-A last year.
Yeah.
Got grabbed up, and you're with the champs, and you're going to pitch out of the bullpen in key innings. Don't forget to join us tomorrow. Dan Herron is back on the mound. Go to foxsportsarizona.com for listings, as this game will be on Fox Sports Arizona Plus.
This kid from Double-A last year, he's pitched a total of 7 innings this year and given up 17 hits in 7 innings. I said, if those numbers are right, this guy gives up a lot of hits, and, well, he hasn't disappointed.
So now Chris Young. Young 0 for his last 9 with runners in scoring position. Bouncing ball to the hole. There's your base hit. Porter's going to send him down. The throw to the plate. Not in time. Oh, that'll snap that skid, and that'll be a huge insurance run. Arizona 8, Philadelphia 6.
Just a bouncing ball through the left side. Reynolds coming hard all the way. Boy, the plate was awfully close. I believe Gerardo Parra, who's kind of in charge of letting the runner know whether to slide or stand up. I don't think he did anything. Reynolds decided to stand up. Unfortunately for the Diamondbacks, he was safe.
Looking for more. Let's see what we can see here.
Parra was in the Philly on deck circle, but I don't know what he was saying.
Reynolds maybe caught in between with those quads that are killing him. Bouncing ball, could be 2. The Diamondbacks score 2 and look for a clean 9th inning, something they have battled all season long. see that the biggest hit of the day came the other way to right field. And now it's Chad Qualls, and the ninth inning, he will try to just keep very quiet. The numbers speak for themselves. It's been a struggle for Qualls. 3 saves and 5 opportunities. Pitched a couple of nights ago, a third of an inning to pick up his 3rd save to end a minor threat. Had to throw just 5 pitches on Friday. The Diamondbacks' 9th inning. And the numbers speak loud and clear as the first pitch is a sinker and a strike. Boy, good way to start things. A heavy sinking fastball.
It sure looked like it. That ball just dove.
There you have it. The home runs allowed, being outscored 20-2 in the inning. Lode having a big day. Fouls it off. Qualls jumps ahead. That's a good thing. Specifically, the 9th inning is 13 2/3 innings. It's 20 earned runs, it's 24 hits, and it's 8 home runs. An opponent's batting average of .387. But this, should there be room, and should they cover the ground, would have been a nice way to start it. Now a couple of Diamondbacks bang into one another. Reynolds' legs already giving him trouble.
Yeah, but I love the effort.
You
love
bet.
the effort by Stephen Drew and Mark Reynolds. Parra couldn't get there, but you love the effort.
That's what you're talking about.
Nah, just get a little dirty. Everybody's okay.
You know who else loves the effort? That man.
Chad
Those
Qualls.
guys know. Those guys
right.
know the defenders, what everyone's been going through out there. That one's in. Glode singled and scored in the first. Singled in the third. Drove in a run with a ground out in the 5th. The 1-2. Slider, heavy, down, 2-2 the count. See if he can get a decision here on 2-2. 0 for 2 career against Qualls. That's a topper, and he'll hang around.
Just so important as a closer to retire that first batter.
Bouncing ball, Drew sets, fires, with a dig, got it.
Nice play out of LaRoche. We've seen Ryan Howard. Now LaRoche makes some terrific plays over there, scooping balls out of the ground. The backhand by Drew. Wow, what a beautiful pick right there by the first baseman, LaRoche.
There's a lot of talk in spring training, if you made your way down about 3 weeks in, about how much of a difference that man could make for the confidence of defenders. Just simply digging balls out of the dirt. Saving the bacon of the infielder and the pitcher.
They know now that if I throw it in the dirt, there's a good chance he's going to catch it. I remember having to tell Sean Dunston more than once, if you short hop me, I can help you, but I can't help you in the 5th row. So what that does is what that did for Sean was, after I told him that, rarely did he throw one over my head. I told him, if you're going to miss me down. I can help you in the dirt, but I can't help you in the stands. And I'm sure all these infielders know that LaRoche, much more often than not, is going to come up with that ball cleanly, and it's going to be an out and save you an error.
You know, one of the best last year at those balls that are thrown in the dirt and turning them into outs. Only Todd Helton better in all of baseball.
Good sinker there to jump ahead 1-2.
Speaking of Todd and his Rockies, Diamondbacks onto the plane after this one. They hope a series win over the Philadelphia Phillies, and it's on the road for a couple of months.
Duffel bag.
We'll be back to see our children graduate from high school. The 1-2. Slider broke his back.
That's where you want that slider, Chad Qualls, right in there on the fists of these left-handed hitters.
When Chase Utley hits and he waits on deck, you'd love to have him hit with the bases clean.
True.
And 2 outs.
True.
The 1-2. Oh boy, back in there with another one. One and 2. Dobbs with a homer in the first inning. Loads up that back leg. Look where Hester sets up. That's where he wanted that slider.
That one stayed more in the middle of the plate.
Utley, who waits on deck, is 4 for 6 in his career against calls. All singles. The 1-2. Line drive off the end, and it's foul. Just got a little
Dobbs is battling. He's battling.
It's a tough guy to battle against as well.
Yeah, I mean, these good sinkers in, or sinkers down and away, the sliders down and in. He's hanging around. He's making things tough on Chad Qualls right now. Pitch number 8 coming right here in this at-bat. Right back in there again with the slider. And another foul ball.
Juan Gutierrez, the one pitcher that they wanted to stay away from today. If you talked with A.J. Hinch and his staff, he's the watching man. Hopefully watching a victory. The 1-2. Blocked up the slider. 2-2 the count. Well, now next pitch will be number 10. Playing to pull in the infield. Reynolds quite a ways away from the bag at third. Outfield just a step or two that way. 2-2. Inside, 3-2 the count. The 3-2 pitch. Got it.
Yes. Just reared back and threw that one right by Dobbs. That makes a pitcher feel good when you rear back and just throw a fastball right past a hitter on 3-2. You know your arm is feeling good. And you got your wish, Darren Sutton. You got Chase Utley hitting with 2 outs and nobody on.
They met last July. Utley singled to center field against him. He is 4 for 6 overall. He met just one time in 2009. Strike one. Good sinker. Boy, he has that great arm angle. He's not overthrowing the things that we noticed that he tells us. He's on top of the ball, not on the side of it. Hard to tweak your mechanics, too, as a relief pitcher. In between outings, the 0-1. Slider, strike 2.
Well, that one just really undressed Chase Utley right there. Nearly brought him to his knees, that slider. Now the crowd, with 2 strikes and 2 outs, making themselves known.
Reynolds nowhere near the bag at third, dramatically playing the pull. No balls and 2 strikes, and they want it in. Got him with a slider, down and in the 9th inning is all cleaned up today. And in doing so, the Diamondbacks, against the defending National League champs, the 2-time back-to-back National League champs, win a series, and that's a big boost. This is as well.
Well, the 9th inning still belongs to Chad Qualls, and he was brilliant today. But how about the 8th inning, Leo Rosales? How about the 7th inning, Esmeralyn Vasquez? The bullpen did the job today, kept these Phillies at bay, gave the offense a chance to win the game, and that's exactly what happened.
A big win for the Diamondbacks as they get ready to take off for an 11-game road trip. They defeat these Philadelphia Phillies 8-6. Gracie mentioned it. We talked about it. When Vasquez came in, his team was down. That's just as important as being a closer. Well, those 3, they deserve a mention. The bullpen, fabulous today. The reason the Diamondbacks were victorious over the Philadelphia Phillies. Oh, yes, and a guy by the name of Mark Reynolds wasn't too bad as well. 8-6 the final score. Mark McClune, he is Mark Grace. My name is Darren Sutton. Don't forget to join us for the next couple of days on Fox Sports Arizona Plus. Check your listings at foxsportsarizona.com. It's off to Denver, Colorado. Heron on the mound. He will take the mound tomorrow night. And then, of course, Edwin Jackson and Valdo Jimenez on Tuesday. We'll miss all of you, all our fans and our loved ones, but it's off to the road we go. 11-gamer. Let's get it going after a series win over the Phillies. Have a good rest of the weekend.